game going.
We didn't establish it at any point in the game. I know that the one thing that hurts the totals, which I don't think we're going to amount to a lot, is at the end anyways, but was a pretty big minus play on a reverse.
Mitchell Trubisky, 17 of 33 for 147 yards and 2 INTs, and the struggling 49ers are next. Heat over the Bulls, 100-93. Blackhawks and Ducks meet tonight at the UC. The News is a service of TrueCar. With TrueCar, you can see what others paid for the car you want, so you can recognize a great deal. TrueCar users, on average, save over $3,000 off MSRP. For new or used cars, visit TrueCar for a more confident car buying experience. 5:07, check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
DS Arms is the factory direct outlet for firearms and accessories where you can find all major brands of firearms in stock. And DS Arms is an actual firearms manufacturer. For 30 years, they've been manufacturing custom rifles used by police, military, and you. Purchase your rifle factory direct and support American manufacturing jobs. DS Arms can also set you up with automatic knives, spare magazines, optics, and every accessory. DS Arms is in Lake Barrington off of Route 14 and Pepper Road. Call 847-277-7260 or visit dsarms.com. DS Arms, much more than a gun store.
Hey there, beer lovers. Let your freedom be heard. If you love freedom, patriotism, and the craft beer revolution, then Gun Craft Beer is the brew for you. You can purchase Gun Craft Beer all over Chicagoland. For a list of locations, visit guncraftbeer.com. And be sure to follow Gun Craft Beer on Facebook and Instagram. So salute the red, white, and brew by enjoying the freedom you can taste with Gun Craft Beer.
Hi, Barry Sterner, owner of your premier home mortgage lender, Townstone Financial. Interest rates are extremely low, so there's no better time than the present to do a no closing cost refinance with Townstone Financial if your interest rate is above 4%. Remember, Townstone has completed thousands of no closing cost refinances since 2002. And don't worry, there are no hidden costs. I guarantee it, and I own the company. We can also customize the payback period so you don't have to start over at 30 years or 15. Last week, I began a no closing cost refinance where the borrower was going to save over $100 per month. That's $1,200 a year. So give me a call now at 312-896-2111 and let me review your current situation. Lastly, do you have mortgage insurance or an FHA loan? Let us see if we can remove the insurance payments, which will dramatically reduce your monthly payments. The call is free and so is my time, so dial 312-896-2111. That's 312-896-2111 or go to townstone.com. That's TOWNSTONE.com. Townstone Financial is an Illinois mortgage licensee 6629 and MLS 136639, equal housing lender.
5:09. Let's get an update on the roads now. In the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center, our first look at the roads this Monday morning with Jim Talamonte. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Mike. Northwest side of Chicago, westbound Caldwell is blocked. In the Edens Expressway, just before Central, crash, the light pulled down. In Lansing, Torrance Avenue is closed. 8094 and 170th. Crash at 173rd and Torrance, involving a rollover SUV. 8094 eastbound, a little heavy, Indianapolis Boulevard to Kennedy Avenue. It's a crash in the right lane in that area. Inbound I-57, a little sluggish now, approaching the merge. Morning rush kicks into gear. Some new schedules on the CTAL lines, including on the Orange line. Service starts earlier now, with trains beginning at 3:30 in the morning on weekdays. Traffic service of Discover Card. Discover Card alerts you if they find your social security number on any one of thousands of risky websites. It's another way they look after you, not just your account. It's free for card members. Sign up online at discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answers starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, partial sunshine, high 54. Clear and breezy night with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, low 49. Still breezy in the morning with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Some sun giving way to clouds. Touch of rain for the afternoon. High tomorrow, 56. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
It is 34 at O'Hare. Right now 42 along the lakefront. 37 at Midway. 34 this morning in Lansing. And 29 in Aurora. Your next news update is at 5:30. Continuous news coverage at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Illinois Rising, hosted by Dan Proft and the Illinois Policy Institute. Sunday afternoons at 3 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. And
did you hear the news?
Yeah, I heard it last night when Steve Harvey announced it.
Miss Universe is South Africa.
How about it?
Uh-huh. No, that's not the news.
I had my annual Miss Universe party.
Let me guess. Sorry. Did you have Miss Jamaica winning it all?
No.
That stunning yellow gown she was wearing?
Miss Columbia, the runner-up.
Oh, yeah. She did not look happy, huh?
So if Miss South Africa cannot fulfill her duties, then I may have victory deferred. It's obviously that's the moment that every girl and me wants to experience with Steve Harvey, and it's Miss South Africa.
Did you like her question and answer segment?
What I like about
what's your best quality as a person?
And what'd she say?
I have no idea. I was just staring at her and wondering if they were fake or real. There's a lot
her
of
eyelashes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Miss South Africa. This is very timely. She trains women to defend themselves.
Self-defense, really?
Yeah.
She's one of those. Oh, guess what you're doing after school today?
What's that?
You're gonna sign up for a self-defense class with Miss South America.
Yeah, well, exactly.
South Africa.
Miss South Africa could go instruct the female members of Congress. She could go instruct all Hollywood actresses. Right. She could go instruct all the women in D.C. newsrooms. So, I mean, there's a lot of work for her to do, is my point.
Yeah. It was better than last year. Remember the big flub up?
That was
that
was 2
Harvey.
years ago.
No,
was that 2 years ago?
No, it was last year.
Miss Universe 2015
2 years ago.
Is
today. It's 2017.
Oh, that's why they wanted revenge.
Yeah, he did it again.
Okay, folks.
He's lucky Escobar was dead.
I have to apologize.
Oh, boy.
The first runner-up is Colombia.
Which means?
Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines.
Oh.
Ooh.
One drug country over another predominantly drug-making country.
No. My bad. I mean, Steve Harvey's bad on that one. But, Philippines, no. And Colombia, that's a little bit of a cartoonish caricature.
Sorry. Excuse me.
I mean, you think you've been watching too many episodes of Narcos. So it happened all over again for Colombia yesterday. Runner-up again, but at least it was called right, so you didn't have to strip the crown away and people didn't have to die.
Did you guys celebrate the big news? I mean, I guess it's kind of
we just
bubbling.
We just did.
No, the other big news: Meghan Markle is engaged to Prince Harry. This is very exciting. Marcus Brown, our program director, hates when I talk about the royal family, but now we have an American. No, she's a Northwestern grad. So Meghan Markle has something in common with you and something in common with me. Are you ready? So Northwestern, you got the Northwestern.
Yeah.
She's a
my degree went down again.
Everybody listen up. She's a Kappa Kappa Gamma. I'm a Kappa Kappa Gamma. We're in the same sorority. I mean, this is just like being there.
Wow.
Their engagement photo is going to be released this afternoon. The wedding is set for June 2018, so that's right around the corner. So book your plane tickets now.
Yeah.
to go to London for this very exciting. I can't remember the last time we had an American in the monarchy. I mean, she made it. She's received the blessings of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth.
Welfare King gets married to snotty Northwestern grad. It's exciting.
No, she's rolled down. She's not going to be in Suits anymore, that show, Suits. Did you ever even watch it?
I don't know who you're talking about. I'm talking about Prince Harry. Who are these people?
Meghan Markle? You don't know who she's a Northwestern grad. She's going to live in
anybody
the
can
palace.
graduate from Northwestern. Look
All
at
right,
me.
well, I think it's a big deal, and nobody cares. Mike Scott, do you care?
No.
Gosh.
Right.
No, by the way, the last time this happened was quite historical.
Okay, that American...
Pre-World War II.
What time? What happened?
That an American entered the monarchy and then, of course, forced the king to step out of the monarchy.
What about last time Miss South Africa won Miss Universe?
Wasn't that like 4 years ago? Or did she finish first runner-up at that point? Because, see, we're on the same...
I know.
Oh, my gosh, you guys were at the same party
He was at my party last night.
We were.
Yeah.
When were you going to tell me? And you didn't even invite me to your
Well, no,
Miss
because you
Universe
were
party.
fixated on the ball drop for the Prince, what's-his-name, marrying...
Prince Harry.
Who's he what's?
Yeah.
Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
You're going to see their picture. She's
by the way,
the second most photographed woman in the world, and you're going to ignore that she went to Northwestern. She's a Big Ten grad and a Kappa Gamma.
By the way, ball drop, that was a double entendre. With respect.
That was pretty good. That was unintended, but pretty good.
Yeah. And by the way, Mike, you looked just splendid in Valentina last night at the party.
I shopped. I went to Italy. I had my Moscato and my Panettone before, then got my fitting, and then went over to the McLaren dealership that's just opened on the west side, and had my picture taken in that.
Yeah.
Next to that McLaren.
See?
And then I went to your finally established condo, and we had fun.
Yeah, we all want to be Miss Universe, but only Miss South Africa can be it this year.
That's
and
right.
Someday, Columbia will win.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Forecast for this Royal Day is going to be partly sunny, beautiful. You can go golfing again today, Dan. A high in the mid-50s. It's nice. Then tomorrow, breezy, mild, some sun, clouds, and a touch of afternoon rain, they say. It sounds like a Febreze scent. Touch of afternoon rain. A high of 56 degrees. Let's get into the alarm detection systems traffic center. A lot of people on the way to O'Hare this morning, I noticed. Here's Jim Telemonte with all the details.
Thanks, Amy. Good morning. Good morning, Dan. And traffic is building on the outbound Kennedy. Still moving pretty well. Our travel time still at 20 minutes from downtown to O'Hare. That's not going to last for long, though. It's getting heavier. And indeed, on westbound 190, traffic is a little sluggish now. In that area around the Tri-State Tollway, expect some congestion in the terminal area. Also, just looking at the flight boards, very few delays on the board right now. Virtually none for departures. Yeah, a couple here and there for arrivals, but almost all the flights are on schedule at both O'Hare and Midway this morning. We wrap up a busy travel weekend. A couple issues on the roads. Northwest side of Chicago, Caldwell blocked westbound from the Edens to before Central. It's a crash with a light pole down. In Lansing, Torrance Avenue is closed off. 8094 and 170th. It's a crash near 173rd and Torrance. This involves a rollover SUV. And on 8094 eastbound, it's having Indianapolis Boulevard and Kennedy. Crash in the right lane. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Happy holidays from ChicagoRadioDeals.com. Thank you for making Chicago Radio Deals your preferred discount shopping website today on Cyber Monday. That's right. By using the promo code THANKS at checkout, you'll receive another 20% off your entire purchase. You'll never need to stress about going to a party, Christmas party, holiday party, empty-handed, when ChicagoRadioDeals.com is just a click away. You can purchase and print a gift certificate that same day. Now you'll find gifts for everyone on your list. So give the gift of tickets to a live comedy show at Comedy Sports. Treat somebody special to an overnight stay at the Schuster Mansion Bed and Breakfast in Milwaukee or the White Lace Inn in Door County. Backed by popular demand, too, are spa treatments from Primal Ocean Salt Cave in LaGrange. And, of course, there are classes and range time to the range at 355. Find them all at ChicagoRadioDeals.com. And don't forget to enter the promo code THANKS today only for 20% off at checkout. But act fast. Offer expires on Friday, December 1st at chicagoradiodeals.com.
Credit products are made by WebBank. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
I was making great progress on building my savings, but then I get hit with an unexpected car repair bill.
Keeping a close eye on my credit score allowed me to buy my first house, but an unexpected medical emergency set me back.
When the unexpected happened, Avant was there to help. If you need to borrow $2,000 to $35,000, try Avant. It's fast, simple, and transparent.
Everything is done online. There are no prepayment fees, and no collateral is required. And you can instantly check your rate with no impact to your credit score.
Over 500,000 customers have experienced the convenience of a loan through Avant. No wonder Avant has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And now, Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after your first payment is made on time. To check your rates and to get this special radio offer, go to Avant.com today and enter promo code 5252 when applying. That's AVANT.com, promo code 5252. Go to Avant.com today and enter promo code 5252.
You've heard of living trusts and how they can help protect your assets, but you may not know if a living trust is right for you. Or maybe you have questions about creating your own living trust. The fact is, almost everyone can benefit from a living trust, which can protect your assets from the court system and your loved ones from unnecessary expense and inconvenience. Learn more at a free seminar Wednesday, November 29th. Estate planning attorney Robert Zapolis will explain how to create your own living trust, estate planning under the new tax laws, why a will does not avoid probate, and more. Have your estate planning and living trust questions answered absolutely free. Don't miss this important seminar Wednesday, November 29th at 6:30 p.m. at Papa Joe's Restaurant, 145th and LaGrange Road in Orland Park. The seminar is free and a complimentary dinner is served, but you must make a reservation now. Call 708-478-1400. Call 708-478-1400. Again, 708-478-1400.
AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. And today, in addition to Amy celebrating the nuptials of who? Prince?
Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. He's the second son.
Princess Meghan to you.
He's the backup. Well, not yet. There's still hope.
No. Great. Who wouldn't want to be on the dole? But in addition to that, we're launching our Food for the Poor campaign 2017. Tell us about Food for the Poor, Amy, as somebody who did a fact-finding mission to Haiti this year.
Yes, I went with Food for the Poor to Haiti, you're right. And it's one of the largest international relief and development organization in the United States. And they provide life-saving food, secure housing, build homes for those in need. They provide clean water, health care, emergency relief, everything that you need. And they teach people not only how to, receive goods, but they teach them how to grow their own food or fish for their own food. Food for the Poor, located in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. They have many, they're all over the world, but Haiti is the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. And they have a huge facility there that without that place, Dan, thousands of people, I believe, would die. I mean, they do what the government can't, and that's provide food for those in need.
Our goal this year for the 2017 Food for the Poor campaign, provide food for a year and water for life for 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala. And it's really a small gift, goes a long way for people that are in the kind of need that Amy just described. Just $50 will provide food for a year and water for life for one child or adult in Haiti or Guatemala. So our goal is to do that for 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala this Christmas season.
And we're also helping people in the hurricane-ravaged islands. And that's important, helping children in the U.S. Virgin Islands, in the French Virgin Islands, and the every island that you can imagine that was touched by one of the hurricanes, because we had 3 consecutive hurricanes in a row, and it devastated places. So Food for the Poor is going to be helping people in those areas as well. And we just asking for a one-time contribution of $50. $50 will provide food for a year and water for life. And our general manager, Jeff Reisman, said, well, how does it provide water for life? They set up a filtration system, and that helps because people are swimming in these canals, Dan, where they're also washing their clothes. Animals are defecating in them, and people are drinking water out of it. So it's a place where...
Yeah, they put up the infrastructure.
Right, put up the infrastructure, and then they'll have purified water. So to help make a one-time donation, call 844-862-HOPE. That's 844-862-HOPE. 4673. Or you can visit 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword food.
And then we also have our Business Benefactor program again this year, which has always been a big success. And thankfully, because we have a lot of owner-operator entrepreneurs who are very generous, we have a special program for business owners. Anyone involved in marketing a business, that's the Business Benefactor program. Any business that makes a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor receives 40 60-second commercials that run Monday to Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., so the broadcasting day, on AM 560 The Answer. 40 60-second commercials Monday through Friday during our primetime hours of 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. For a business that wants to get involved in the Business Benefactor program, make the $2,500 tax-deductible donation. You call our sales manager, Michael Mann, directly, 847-871-1527. You can also get more info online, 560theanswer.com, our website, and you just search for the keyword food. Or, another way, just text the word biz, B-I-Z.
It's so hip.
It is. We're very hip.
We are very hip.
To our normal show text line, 64636.
And really, I mean, it was life-changing going to Haiti, because as soon as you get off the plane, your eyes burn, the back of your throat hurts, because they burn their garbage. And there's so much garbage in the middle of the street. And the people that we traveled with, Todd Chapman's one of them, he'll be joining us, later this week, said things have gotten better, that there used to be garbage in the streets. So they are trying to, clean up their country. They are trying to provide food for themselves. But again, 75% unemployment rate right now in Haiti. So there's not a lot of people to be taxed, so that there is infrastructure and there is a government that can take care of the people without food for the poor. And this wonderful family from Barrington, who we're also going to have on later this week, I do believe tens of thousands of people would not make it.
Yeah, and I mean, again, why help people in Haiti and Guatemala? Why not here? Well, obviously, poverty, as Amy's describing, is a very different thing in Haiti and Guatemala than it is here. We don't have multiple and redundant food support programs and all of the other, frankly, welfare state benefits, social safety net benefits that are provided to people struggling in this country. I mean, you were just talking about two qualitatively different experiences.
Yeah, you can go to the park and drink out of a water fountain. There's no water some days in Haiti, and people stand in line at Food for the Poor for hours every day, because they release they have food lines, and we'll tweet out some pictures where people come every day and wait for hours just to get a bucket of beans and rice and clean water.
Yeah, we're talking about failed states and corrupt states that have failed their constituents, that failed their people. And so this is where the U.S. is unlike any other country. We step in to provide humanitarian relief where we can, and this is an opportunity to do so in two of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere.
Food for the Poor in Haiti feeds 800 families a day. And they always say, and what I learned is that education is the best way out of poverty. And it's true. They've built 200 schools for students, because in Haiti, you can't just go to the public school. You have to have a uniform. You have to have set books in order to be allowed into the school. But Food for the Poor provides those books and has built schools and has brought over teachers to teach these kids. So again, to help, please dial this number. Make a $50 donation, maybe on behalf of somebody in your family who has everything they need for the holiday season. The number is 844-862-4673, 844-862-4673. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Conyers is one step closer to being gone at 5:38.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
35 degrees, 5:30 on AM 560. The Answer. Tax cuts dominating the pre-Christmas to-do list for the Senate and President Trump. The Senate's version of a tax cut bill scheduled for a budget committee vote tomorrow. Today is Cyber Monday. Millions hitting the internet looking for great deals. Online shopping expected to be even bigger than Black Friday online sales, and those are up anywhere from 14 to 18% at your brick and mortar shop. One Republican senator says it's time for embattled senatorial candidate Roy Moore of Alabama to get out.
It is pretty clear to me that the best thing that Roy Moore could do for the country is to move on.
South Carolina Senator Tim Scott on ABC's This Week says it's not about electing Republican versus Democrat. It's about electing character to the Senate. Longtime Michigan Congressman John Conyers stepping aside as the ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee. The 88-year-old made the announcement yesterday. Minnesota Senator Al Franken breaks his silence, says he's returning to work today while he deals with allegations of sexual misconduct from 4 women. He says he's embarrassed and ashamed, but has different recollections of the groping incidents. A Virginia youth pastor charged with 3 counts of murder is due in district court today. Christopher Gaddis shot and killed his wife, his daughter, and her 36-year-old boyfriend Thanksgiving night. The FBI dealing with a record number of gun background checks following Black Friday. Over 200,000 background check requests for gun purchases flooded the Bureau. Police patrolling Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills today following a threat of violence against the school posted onto Facebook. No one in custody after a woman was tied up and violently beaten inside of her home over the weekend on Chicago's west side. Bail denied for a Chicago man accused of killing a Maywood man last week on the west side. George Jernigan appeared in court yesterday on those murder charges in the death of Anthony Collins. Well, a lot of you went to the movies over the weekend, and the new Disney Pixar picture Coco was the weekend's top earner in the U.S. and Canada, earning just over $72 million in its first week in theaters in North America. By the way, Justice League came in a distant second. Chicago sports, an ugly loss for the Bears to the Eagles, 31-3. Heat over the Bulls, 100-93. Blackhawks meet the Ducks later on tonight at the UC. Illinois takes on Wake Forest in the college basketball Big Ten ACC Challenge. Tomorrow night, the Illini are 6-0. The news, a service of TrueCar. With TrueCar, you can see what others paid for the car you want so you can recognize a great deal. TrueCar users, on average, save over $3,000 off MSRP for new or used cars. Visit TrueCar for a more confident car buying experience. 5:33, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher is turning to the positive.
Anywhere else, you see that Trump claims that Putin didn't meddle in our election. There's such deception and such a fierce outrage. I just don't know when we're going to get the cork back in the bottle. I'm choosing right now in my life to look at some positives.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Bless your loved ones with meaningful Christmas gifts from the BillyGrahamBookstore.org, where purchases help fund the ministry of the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. Order now at BillyGrahamBookstore.org.
Message and data rates may apply.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out today because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who texts YOUNG to 85850. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Text YOUNG to 85850. Ask about the Bosley Guarantee. YOUNG to 85850.
5:35. Let's get an update on the roads. The Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
Thanks, Mike. In Lansing, Torrance Avenue has reopened at 173rd after there was a rollover SUV there. Kennedy Expressway inbound at Harlem. Watch out for a ladder in the right lane. The inbound Kennedy otherwise is 5, and outbound it is getting heavy now, approaching 190. A little tight approaching Sayre. So looking at about 22 minutes downtown to the airport. Plus, we see additional slowdowns on westbound 190, River Road to Manheim. Edens is okay. The Eisenhower as well. Inbound Stevenson tight, Cicero to Pulaski. Inbound Ryan slow from Merge to 83rd. Got a crash there in the left lane. 3 vehicles involved. Then slow Canalport to the Circle. 22 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 16 minutes. I-80 to the Ryan, Bishop Ford, 19. Tollways are good. Eastbound 80, 94, slow Indianapolis Boulevard to Kennedy. Crash in the right lane. Traffic is a service of Discover Card. Discover Card alerts you if they find your social security number on any one of thousands of risky websites. Just another way they look after you, not just your account. Free for card members. Sign up online at discover.com/free alerts. Limitations apply. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Partly sunny, beautiful for this time of year, high 54. Clear, breezy, and mild overnight with a low of 49. Currently 34 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 6. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Grow My Retirement with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth. Tune in Saturday afternoons at 2 for Grow My Retirement with Bill Geiger of Geiger Wealth.
When you've got questions, he always has an answer. It's Sean Hannity this afternoon at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Morning, Dan and Amy. John Conyers' 5-decade reign in Congress may be coming to an end. It certainly took one step in that direction. This is the Democrat congressman from the Detroit area who was accused of sexual harassment. Well, it's not even an accusation. There was a settlement with an accuser that was just recently disclosed because, you know, Congress has this slush fund to keep such indiscretions from public viewing as best they can. Now it's been unearthed, and he stepped down from his post on the House Judiciary Committee.
Right, but he said that he didn't do it, that it was just a settlement. And there's supposed to be a non-disclosure part of that agreement that she reneged on, so now they're, seeing what they could do.
Well, you know,
isn't that convenient for the politicians?
Yeah, non-disclosure agreement with respect to taxpayer dollars used to finance these settlements. I don't think so.
But I was studied over the weekend what these women have to go through, and maybe there's a male victim out there, who knows. It is unbelievable. So you have to report, and you have to fill out the size. It looks like a Lakeview phone book, the paperwork that you have to fill out. Then you have to go to counseling. Then you have to go to a mediator, not meditation.
Yes.
You have to go to a mediator.
Right.
And then there's settlement talks. I mean, this process could take up to a year.
Yeah, well, that's
And you get re-victimized over and over again because they treat you horribly during the process.
Nancy Pelosi isn't ready to jettison John Conyers quite yet because of his iconic
all the work that he's
status.
done.
Nancy Pelosi on Meet the Press over the weekend.
You said there's now a zero tolerance.
Yes.
John Conyers, what does that mean for him now?
Let's say
in or
that
out?
we are strengthened by due process. Just because someone is accused, and was it one accusation? Is it two? I think there has to be. John Conyers is an icon in our country. He has done a great deal to protect women, Violence Against Women Act, which the right wing is now quoting me as praising him for his work on that, and he did great work on that. But the fact is, as John reviews his case, which he knows, which I don't, I believe he will do.
Don't you?
I believe that
Well,
he
how
will.
is it that
Excuse
you
me, may I
don't?
finish my
Sure,
sentence?
sure.
That he will do the right thing.
And is the right thing what? Resign?
He will do the right thing in terms of what he knows about his situation, that he's entitled to due process, but women are entitled to due process as well.
But he took advantage of a situation where he had the rules of Congress, and I know you guys want to change these rules, but he got to hide his settlement. He got to, his accusers had to go through all sorts of craziness. So why is he entitled to new due process in this case?
No, we are talking about what we have heard. I've asked the Ethics Committee to review that. He has said he'd be open. It will cooperate.
Do you believe
with
the
any
accusers?
review. Excuse me?
Do you believe John Conyers is accused?
I don't know who they are. Do you? They have not really come forward. And that gets
So
to
you
your
don't know
point.
if you believe the accusations?
That's for the Ethics Committee to review. But I believe he understands what is at stake here, and he will do the right thing.
Oh. Well, wait a second. I thought women are to be believed. I thought the posture of the left is regardless of whether you know the individual or you have any particular knowledge of the claims, women are to be believed. That's the presumption. That's what Nancy Pelosi said before. What happened? What happened?
Is it going to make her party look bad if John Conyers is guilty of what he's, alleged to have done?
Well, I mean, it's worth pointing out. So he's been there since right
52?
after America's founding.
No, 52 years, right?
Yeah, since 64.
I mean, hello?
Yeah.
Knock, knock. Hi, it's retirement. Come on over. It's okay.
Also, the fact that he's black probably plays into Nancy Pelosi's political calculus here. Yeah, if John Conyers were a Republican with a settlement already done and now unearthed, do you think her tune would be any different? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Tom in Deer Park, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, Dan, if you could continue to help to distill me to understand this. She lauds John Conyers as an icon who's entitled to due process.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, helped write this sexual violence law 20 years ago that eliminates some due processes, that was signed by none other than Bill Clinton, who has a slush fund available to him and other members that's not made public to people that make accusations that have no vetting on if they're in fact even real charges. Am I missing something here?
No, that's about, you summed it up pretty nicely there. Thanks for the call, Tom. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
political tribalism. I mean, that's what it is.
well, the Nancy Pelosi's
Right,
political
Nancy Pelosi.
tribalism. We defend our own regardless, and we'll lodge allegations against the other side for the same conduct that we'll defend if it's one of our own. There's no question. That's the situational ethics of most politicians. $27,000, just to get specific here, $27,000 to a former staffer who says she was fired for resisting Conyers' sexual advances.
Ew.
Conyers has acknowledged the payout, which he said was a severance package, but it's an odd severance package for a staffer.
Well, they kept her.
Staffer.
They kept her on the payroll for 3 months and told her not to show up, and they paid her the $27,000 during that.
Yeah,
period.
that's odd.
Right. Oh
yeah.
no, I know it's odd, but
Yeah.
four of her.
And Conyers denying the allegations, which is why Nancy Pelosi can just rinse and repeat due process, due process, due process. Well, he had due process, and he chose to do what you just said, to pay out $27,000 of other people's money to make this woman go away.
But 4 people in the office confirm her story that he would go up and start rubbing people's shoulders and touching them and touching their legs. Stop with the upper thigh thing, people. And that it was unwanted advances toward her. And really, he should step down completely. It's time to go. That's the thing with people. When do they realize that, they've done their service, they can move on? They just don't want to go home to their families?
Well, he can't
Or
go.
likes the power?
He may not be able to go home to his family, and Rick on the West Side has the reason why. Hey, Rick, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, good morning, Jen. And, his wife is in prison. His wife was a city councilman in Detroit.
That's right.
And she was sentenced to 2 or 3 years in prison for bribery. So it runs in the family. These arrogant people think that they can just help themselves out of people's money. And stuff got to stop. This man was the head of the Judiciary Committee.
Thanks for the call, Rick. And yes, that is an important point that the lovely Monica Conyers was sentenced to 3 years in prison on corruption charges. That was now back 7 or 8 years ago. So
2005.
Yeah.
Huh.
So she's served her time.
Yeah, she's out.
And yeah, I mean, I chalk this up to loneliness.
Oh, really?
Loss of consortium.
Oh.
That's what drove John Conyers to do things that, of course, he would not otherwise do because he's an icon. Yeah.
Another person who's kind of being defiant, but yet, has spent 10 days with his family, Dan. And yesterday, Senator Al Franken, who's been out of the public eye, as I just said, for 10 days, invited reporters to his home, but only reporters from Minneapolis. He had WCCO there, KSTP, and Minnesota Public Radio to talk about what he did.
I have a long way back to win back the trust of the people of Minnesota.
But he reminded us that he's a champion for women.
I've especially let down the people who have seen me as a champion for women.
Mm-hmm. He said he doesn't remember the photographs. He doesn't remember taking that picture. plausible deniability. I don't know if you believe him. But
not plausible.
Well, he said that he's going to go to work today. That he's, it's business as usual. He's coming
Sure,
back
he's an
out.
icon.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
But
Due process. Icon.
I crossed the line.
In some of these encounters, I've crossed a line.
And I'm ashamed of myself.
I am ashamed of that photo.
Yeah.
But he never intentionally meant to take the photo. So that's what I don't think. He didn't take the photo. He posed when he was making that gesture toward her breasts.
Yeah, he also, this keeps getting forgotten, he also essentially assaulted Miss Tweeden in that skit they were rehearsing for.
Yeah,
when it was supposed to be a peck on the cheek, and he instead stuck his tongue down her throat. Yeah.
And that second accuser at the state fair, he doesn't remember meeting her.
Sure. She's got a lot
he
on
felt
his mind.
badly that she felt disrespected, but he has no recollection of that whatsoever.
You believe Al Franken's semi-denials and John Conyers' denials, do you? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro, answer line. 64636-DA, turnkey.pro, text line. Because here's the thing. The same standard applies to Roy Moore that applies to Franken and Conyers, all these corrupt Michigan politicians who can keep track of them. It's like Illinois. The same thing. In this limited sense, they are not on trial. They hold public office as a matter of the public trust, and it's a political decision at this juncture whether or not they should retain their public office. It's a political decision. It's not reasonable doubt. It's not a court of law. They're not facing a loss of their freedom. So Conyers has already had a civil action essentially adjudicated by agreeing to a settlement. Franken is not under criminal investigation.
No, but
so these are
welcomes
political.
the ethics committee.
Yeah, but these are political decisions.
Well, the Star Tribune asked him if more women, or if he expected more women to step forward with similar, allegations of groping, and he said, "quote If you asked me 2 weeks ago, would any woman say I had treated her with disrespect? I would have said no. So this just caught me by surprise, and I certainly hope not."
Well, yeah,
so what
no,
kind
I'm
of
sure
answer
he
is that?
does.
I mean, he doesn't. He hopes not, but he can't guarantee that more women aren't going to come forward.
Yeah. In Hollywood, by the way, the human stain inquiry is continuing. Investigators in New York, London, and L.A. have all opened criminal cases against Weinstein in the last 6 weeks. This is how it differs from some of the other cases we're talking about. There's also some reporting that these police departments are likely to join forces to share evidence and expedite the investigation. L.A. Police Chief Charlie Beck said over the weekend he expects more high-profile sex crime reports in the coming weeks and months. Sure, now that the floodgates have opened against people who have been bad actors and in some cases arguably criminal actors for many years, if not decades. It's all being unearthed. So Weinstein, I expect you're going to see if they can negotiate the statute of limitations on the investigation. I suspect you're going to see criminal charges against Weinstein at some point.
I think so, too. And over the weekend, Uma Thurman came forward, and she had been tweeting and on social media saying that she's not ready to tell her story yet. But this is what she said to Access Hollywood when all this story, all the information broke about Harvey Weinstein.
When I've spoken in anger, I usually regret the way I express myself. So I've been waiting to feel less angry. And when I'm ready, I'll say what I have to say.
Okay.
And she said that he sexually harassed her, but she didn't give details yet. So this is this big tease leading up to what Harvey Weinstein actually did to her.
Yeah. Some of these Hollywood actresses, some of these A-list actresses who have come to the party late and who aren't really willing to tell their whole story, about how maybe they played the game. I'm a little suspicious about some of them. Not some that have, like the woman who was under an NYPD sting.
Yeah.
So you heard what she experienced with Weinstein. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. But some of these other A-listers, played the game when and this is the point Victor Davis Hanson and others made, when other actresses didn't play the game and their career suffered as a result. Little less sympathetic with Uma Thurman's burgeoning anger. Yeah, get to it, Uma.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. On AM 560, The Answer.
So many tools all over the place and not enough cabinet space. This garage is a mess. Time to get organized with StoreLock, the best tool cabinet you'll ever buy. And it's 100% made in the USA in Kankakee with a 55-year guarantee from top to bottom. StoreLock is a modular, durable storage system with dividers, liners, and layouts, all made to order exactly how you want it. Each drawer holds up to 400 pounds and is powder-coated in-house with any color you want. And it's fully assembled when it ships. You'll get organized fast. StoreLock can handle any size room or facility. They can do systems for airline hangars to fire departments to modular workstations for your shop. Anywhere and everywhere you need quality storage that will last a lifetime at a factory direct price. It's time to get your home, garage, or business organized. Call the owner, Mike Ryan, personally at 1-800-786-7562. That's 1-800-STOR-LOC. Or go to StoreLock.com. Don't miss StoreLock at the Greater Peoria Farm Show at the Peoria Civic Center in Peoria, November 28th through the 30th.
Our freedom and security are made possible through the service and sacrifice of our military and first responders. The Gary Sinise Foundation provides many outreach programs supporting these brave men and women. Join us. Donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. America's strength is that she's a free nation. Our weakness is we've stopped defending the foundations of our freedom. Non-behavioral characteristics like race and religion take precedence over shared beliefs as it relates to who is granted entrance to America, to the extent permission is required at all. This in spite of the fact that there is plenty of identity diversity that occurs naturally within a global population that shares a common commitment to peaceful pluralism. The temperature in K-12 is approaching Fahrenheit 451 as school districts move to ban literary masterworks like To Kill a Mockingbird because the language may offend. A recent survey of college undergrads finds 1 in 5 believes violence is acceptable to silence someone who makes a hurtful statement. Private property is seized by the state if you refuse to participate in events that violate your religious beliefs. You make too little. You make too much. You don't pay enough. You didn't build that. You need not apply. You must check your privilege. You must use these pronouns. You can't use those words. As Thomas Paine wrote, what we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. If we continue to acquiesce to those who would cheapen our freedoms, we will all pay dearly.
AM 560, The Answer.
Quickly, we'll take Dawn in Harvard. Dawn, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning. I want to caution people to be careful not to stretch the term assault or sexual assault beyond its original intent. We need to be careful that it was originally intended to refer to bodily injury or the threat of bodily injury.
It's not. Bodily injury is a battery. Assault is the second thing you said, threat of bodily injury.
Right. But I'm saying we have to be careful not to conflate sexual contact or sexual embarrassment with sexual bodily injury. You have to be careful because by expanding for political purposes the aura of somehow that something is a crime because it caused somebody to become embarrassed as opposed to something that really inflicted injury on a woman, you run the risk of undermining the claims of women who have been, and others who have been very seriously affected by an act, and not just a humiliating or embarrassing thing.
Thanks for the call, Dawn. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's the harassment versus assault versus battery versus rape. Yes, I mean, we need to be specific with words and distinguish the quality of allegations from one another in the process, no question.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
A storm is on the horizon, and you need to keep the lights on no matter what. Your business relies on the power being on 24/7. It's the lifeblood of your data and computer systems. Weather-related outages from the power company are not acceptable. Your need for a source of power that's reliable 24/7, along with round-the-clock service that can dispatch technicians to your site immediately, is mission critical. Your business needs Charles Equipment Energy Systems on speed dial. These are the big boys, not residential or solar, but reliable industrial generators for emergency backup or events. When you need more than a 100-foot extension cord plugged into a small engine generator, call Charles Equipment Energy Systems. They keep the lights on with rental generators for job sites or power outages. Stay warm this winter. Plan ahead. Call now to prepare generators for winter storms and potential power outages. Call 630-834-6000. That's 630-834-6000 or charlesequipment.com. charlesequipment.com.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
5:57. Let's get an update on the roads at this hour in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. Kennedy inbound now, a little sluggish out of the River O'Toole to Canfield. 21 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 26 till Central Sayre. Plus, it's stop and go on westbound 190 Kennedy, Tri-State. Got Eisenhower, so Mannheim to Harlem. 33 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 29. Stevenson, 40 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 35. Ryan, 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 18 minutes, I-80 to the Murray's Bishop, 431. After a crash on the Ryan near 83rd Street. Traffic, service of Liberty Mutual Insurance. From weather to traffic and everything in between, you have enough things to worry about every day. Insurance shouldn't be one of them. Leave worry behind. Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next. But first, your official Chicagoland weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, partly sunny, high 54. Tonight, clear, breezy, and mild, low 49. Breezy and mild tomorrow with some sunshine giving way to clouds, touch of rain for the afternoon, and a shower in the area for the evening, high 56. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 34 at O'Hare, 39 along Chicago's lakefront. The news, a service of Office Depot Office Max. You've been taking care of business all year, so let Office Depot Office Max take care of you. Treat yourself to great deals on tech and furniture like maybe a new laptop, or replace that squeaky chair. You deserve it. Office Depot Office Max, taking care of business. 5:59. Here are the stories we're following on AM 560, The Answer. Tax cuts dominate this week's to-do list for the Senate and President Donald Trump. Fox with the latest on that developing story. Police patrolling Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills today following a threat of violence against the school posted on Facebook. Federal reviews begin this week studying the impact of the Obama Presidential Center on Chicago's Jackson Park. And a suburban woman who killed her disabled daughter in 2015 is dead following an apparent suicide. An ugly loss for the Bears, 31-3 to the Eagles at Lincoln Financial Field. Heat rebound from a bad first quarter to pull out a win over the Bulls at the UC, 100-93. More Dan and Amy after Fox. WIND Chicago News Time 6.
An American actress will become a royal princess. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is the big story out of Britain this morning. Fox's Simon Owen live in London.
Dave, Britain preparing for another royal wedding. Prince Harry, Prince William's brother, is to marry Meghan Markle, the Los Angeles-born star of TV legal drama Suits. She's also a humanitarian campaigner and has become a fixture on the front of tabloid newspapers here since the couple began dating in summer 2016. The royals say they will marry in the spring. Ms. Markle is divorced, which has previously caused problems for royal romances, but it's not expected to be an issue on this occasion. Dave?
Simon, senators return from the holiday break today, and as Republicans get back to work on their tax bill, Democrat Al Franken keeps explaining himself.
In some of these encounters, I've crossed a line for some women.
Accused by 4 of inappropriate touching or kissing. Franken says the allegations of touching their butts, taking photos, is not true. He tells Minnesota Public Radio.
I would never intentionally do that.
Democratic Congressman John Conyers denies the sexual harassment allegations against him, also under fire for paying a settlement to one. Conyers has stepped aside as the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee. There's a court fight over a job in Washington, where Fox's Rachel Sutherland is live.
Dave, President Trump wants to put his budget director in charge of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, but the woman who's been running the agency says she should have the job. Leandra English filed suit against the president and his choice, Mick Mulvaney, last night. English was elevated to interim director last week by outgoing director Richard Cordray, who resigned. The bureau was created to oversee financial products after the financial crisis. Dave.
Rachel, it could be a less productive workday. Cyber Monday. Adobe Analytics expects us to spend a record $6.6 billion online, 16% more than last year. We bought 17% more on the internet on Thanksgiving and Black Friday. Fox News, fair and balanced.
On AM 560, The Answer. Your opinion counts. And we want to know how you feel about the news stories we're talking about each and every day. Make sure to vote in the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll at 560theanswer.com. Listen for today's poll question at 10:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 3:30 p.m. and hear the results each evening at 5:30. It's the M13 Graphics Opinion Express poll on 560theanswer.com.
With the holidays approaching, now's the perfect time to purchase 2 gifts and only pay for 1. Or give a gift and keep one for yourself. Yes, folks, the MyPillow buy one, get one free offer is back. I urge you to go online or call now and take advantage. By using the promo code Amy, you'll get the absolute best deal available. I personally love my MyPillows. I get a great night's sleep by moving the fill to give me the support I need, regardless of my sleep position. And I never wake up with a stiff neck or headache. They're made in America. You can wash and dry them. They're hypoallergenic, plus have a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. And it's great to know you're supporting a company that helped thousands of hurricane victims. So get your buy one, get one free MyPillows as gifts or for yourself by calling 800-489-0201. Use the promo code Amy or visit MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
Despite President Trump's repeated requests, Senate Republicans failed again to repeal Obamacare. If you're tired of calling a bureaucrat at an 800 number to help you navigate Obamacare, then you need a local expert on your side. That's right, your own health insurance mentor. C. Stephen Tucker, C.S. Tucker, from healthinsurancementors.com is someone I know and trust. He's a 20-year licensed broker who's been educating AM 560 listeners on the Affordable Care Act for the past 6 years.
Thanks, Dan. ACA open enrollment is now only 45 days long. From November 1st to December 15th, you cannot be denied coverage based on a pre-existing condition. And depending on your income, you may find a more affordable plan. With narrow networks, even fewer choices, and higher deductibles, now more than ever, you need an expert to help you gain access to the best hospitals and specialists available. Call me. I can help.
Thanks, Steve. How can our listeners get in touch with you?
They can visit healthinsurancementors.com or call me directly at 630-674-1551. That's 630-674-1551.
When it comes to the holidays, the hustle and bustle doesn't stop. Well, unless your car breaks down. Whatever this season brings, it helps to have Hum by Verizon. Hum is the connected car system that assists and empowers drivers. Now you can check your car's health from your phone, get help if you're stuck on the side of the road, and if Hum detects a crash, it can automatically notify emergency services. It's a smart way to stay informed about your car and keep your family safer on the road. This holiday season, get Hum and get where you're going. Visit hum.com or your local Verizon store for special holiday savings.
Life happens. With ADT, you can feel safe with an ADT starter kit professionally installed for only $49. Call today and install an ADT starter kit that includes security panel, keypad, key fob, entry and motion sensors, and for a limited time, get a camera included and installed at no additional cost. That's a $449 value installed for just $49.
Requires 36-month monitoring contract, QSB, and EasyPay. Activation and early term fees may apply. Certain marks excluded. License available at ADT.com, Florida EF001121, Louisiana F1639.
Men, as you mature, hair starts showing up in the strangest places. Is your caveman brow becoming more noticeable? Hair growing out of your ears and nose? Annoying, isn't it? Or maybe you feel like the wolf man. Did you know you can do something about it?
Hi, I'm Mary Ann DePaul of Mary Ann DePaul & Associates, and I'm one of the state's original laser professionals with more than 25 years experience, and I'm here to help you. Let's get you cleaned up. Think of how great you feel after a good haircut. I can help you take it a step further with a signature treatment. You're going to feel great and not have to worry about those bothersome unwanted hairs ever again. I can also help rejuvenate your skin with special treatments like microdermabrasion and MediLifts. These can help your appearance. There are no packages to buy, and I'm centrally located in downtown Mount Prospect. Get more information at maryandepaul.com and make an appointment today. Call 708-848-0024.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm doing great. I'm loving the balance of nature. I don't know, my hair feels fuller. I think my skin looks nicer. I do see like improvement, and I'm a very energetic person even with type 2 diabetes and everything. I always feel pretty good. So this is really, I think I even have more energy on this, which is great. You know, some products are, just phony products, and they just tell you. But the people from Balance of Nature, when you hear, like I listen to the radio show so many times, and I'm like, what am I waiting for? Like, I should just try it.
What are you waiting for? Good health is only a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code CHICAGO. Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So the question, does the GOP's majority in Congress hinge on getting tax reform done? The Senate likely to take it up, their version, this week. It may, according to the numbers, but your perspective, if they don't get it done, are you going to look for a Republican to take it out on? Perhaps a local congressman if you're out here in the burbs, some of the burbs. Democrats, we'll take your calls, 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Democrats lead Republican rivals by 10.7% on the generic congressional ballot, according to the most recent Real Clear Politics average of available polling data. That's the highest that average has gone in either direction for either party since just before the 2010 elections, where you'll recall House Republicans netted 63 seats and took the majority, deposed Nancy Pelosi. 10.5% generic ballot deficit right now for congressional Republicans. That combined with President Trump's kind of not even room temperature, but you know what I mean. Room temperature approval ratings, kind of high 30s, low 40s, spells political trouble. A year's a long time, but you're only going to have so many opportunities for signature legislative accomplishments, such as tax reform. And particularly after the Obamacare repeal failure, failure present can always be taken up again, but it's failed so far. Tax reform, the failure to advance tax reform has real, it seems to me, long-lasting political implications, at least into the midterms for congressional Republicans.
Well, they have to get something done. They go on Christmas holiday, December 15th. So the clock is ticking to have the Senate pass something, and they're going to try to, but they could only have 2 GOP senators not go along with the party in order for something to pass.
And here's the thing. There's a really good piece in the Wall Street Journal. There's a couple that I want to reference, but one is about Theresa May and her as a cautionary tale for the Republican Party here. Theresa May, of course, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, where she has fallen through some missteps. But the fundamental point here is that Theresa May and the Tories stopped talking about economic growth, the causes of economic growth and the benefits from economic growth. They've been co-opted by the equality debate, the equity debate of the left. And so momentum has stalled. They lose seats in that hastily called election most recently, did the conservatives. And they're losing market share with respect to their policy agenda. And you see the same thing happening with Republicans here, where they get buffaloed by the need for equity, equality, the left's talking point, which is a synonym or newspeak for redistribution. It's for the government to replace the private sector, continue to replace the private sector, and insinuate itself in the private sector. For us to be a government-centric society where government confers benefits and assigns obligations. That's what the left means when they talk about equality. And if the Republican Party isn't talking about the dynamism of a market economy, about the benefits of economic growth, particularly in the context of their tax reform proposals, then they're losing the argument and thus creating more political cover for a handful of weak-kneed Republican senators to perhaps go south on them. Now, I don't think Ron Johnson is ultimately one of them, even though he's been very public the last week in opposing the House Republican plan. But certainly there are others named Collins and Murkowski and McCain who are. And it's a real problem. You know, the
don't forget Corker.
Well, Corker, I think less so. I mean, you have to present a contrast. This is a choice you're presenting, just as you present in an election. And that choice needs to be consistent, by the way, the policy choice, the policy vision needs to be consistent with what you said as candidates for office. And it seems to me Republicans are in this country, just like the Tories across the pond, are being co-opted by the lingo of the left, blurring those distinctions and threatening their majorities in so doing. The Heritage Foundation, their Daily Signal product, had a really good piece. It's worth checking out. I'll tweet it at Dan Prof. But they looked at 7 taxpayers, like, you know, real people and real household incomes and the dynamics, and essentially drilled out what the benefits or costs would be of the competing House and Senate plans in their current format, in their current iterations. So, for example, Tom Wong, annual income $50,000. He's a teacher. He's also a homeowner and a business owner. Under the House plan, he would save $914 with respect to his federal tax liability. In the Senate plan, it would be $1,104. And a lot of the difference here is because the marginal rates are different. So that's a big part of this. But you'll see how this changes over the course of different families and different income levels. The Jones family, annual income $75,000. He's a sales rep. She's a part-time nurse. They have 2 kids. They're homeowners. They're business owners. $1,033 in savings under the House plan, $2,014 in savings under the Senate plan. The Smith family, so now this is the upper income, well, real upper income, $1.5 million. 2 kids. He's a tech startup guy. She's an accountant. Under the House plan, because of the higher marginal rates, the family, I should say, would see an $87,993 increase in their taxes, 20% increase in their federal tax liability. Under the Senate, that's 1.5 million.
Okay.
Household income. So the point is to say the arguments about this being a tax cut for the rich, the House plan, it's not. $1,300 in savings under the Senate plan because, again, of those lower marginal rates largely. The Fernandez family, $250,000. They're small business owners, 2 kids. Homeowners, business owners. The House plan, they would see an increase in their taxes by $800, slight increase. The Senate plan, a reduction by $9,300. So just to give you a sense of what the distribution is here, the House plan in particular, whether you like it or not, this is an accurate description. It's essentially imposing higher taxes on the working rich to pay for relief for middle-income families. That's what it's doing. The House plan is focused on middle-income relief with some growth components. The Senate plan, in its current formation, is a little bit more aggressive on the growth side of it, but both are, getting fairly good reviews, including this open letter over the weekend, How Tax Reform Will Lift the Economy, signed by a number of leading economists: Robert Barrow at Harvard, Michael Boskin at Stanford, John Kogan, Hoover Institution, Stanford, again, former OMB director under Reagan, Douglas Holtz-Eakin, former director of CBO, Glenn Hubbard at Columbia, Lawrence Lindsay, former director of National Economic Council under President George Bush, George Shultz, former Secretary of State under Reagan, of course. They argue that, as the Wall Street Journal editorial board does, that this tax reform proposal, either one or some amalgam of the two between the House and the Senate, will generate growth and will generate additional revenue as a result, and should be advanced. Larry Lindsay says the plan accelerates GDP growth to 3.2% for 3 to 5 years, then settles down at about 2.5%. The whole deficit argument that's being advanced by Democrats and some squishy Republicans, an average growth rate of even 2.4% over the decade would more than fill the $1 trillion hole that's been much discussed. The CBO itself says for every 0.1% increase in GDP, you get about $270 billion in revenue over 10 years. So that's why you do really grow your way out of some of the unwillingness of congressional Republicans to create more of an opening through deeper spending reductions than the $1.5 trillion that they've carved out to provide for this tax relief. So I just wanted people to kind of, take a look at that Daily Signal piece, understand the implications of both plans, but generally get a sense of where House and to some extent Senate Republicans are trying to go here. This absolutely is relief at the middle income levels, and then it's a little bit more of a dicey prospect just depending on how your family, all the particulars of your family dynamic, what you do and how many kids you have and so forth. At the upper income levels, the working rich.
All right, well, then the CBO said by 2019, Americans earning $30,000 a year or less will be worse off under this Senate bill.
It's not possible because you don't pay taxes at $30,000.
Okay. What about at $40,000?
I mean, it's just...
they say by 2021, Americans earning $40,000 or less would be net losers. And by 2027, most people earning less than $75,000 a year would be worse off.
Well, which plan are you referring to? Because which plan are you scoring?
The Senate plan. And the CBO went over it and just said that this is bad for middle-income Americans.
Yeah, well, it's different. Here's
I don't know if you have any trust in the CBO. Or...
No, here's the CBO's problem. One, they do static analyses. They don't factor in growth, number one. Number two, they always underestimate the growth potential of tax relief. For example, Dan Clifton noted that in January of 2004, 8 months after the 2003 Bush tax cuts passed and the tax cut and the cut in the rate on capital gains, CBO predicted $215 billion in capital gains revenue through 2007. The actual figure, $377 billion. So, when you're off, when you're off by
just a few numbers.
By 75%, 75, 80%. I mean, this is the CBO problem. This is some of these green eye shade, the green eye shades problem you have with ideologically driven analyses or just faulty analyses because they're static. The CBO can't reconcile some of its own numbers, and so it just uses static modeling to make the contentions that you're suggesting, which are absurd. I mean, you don't pay, you have no federal income tax liability at the levels you're talking about.
Right.
Becky in Chicago. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
A silver lining in this is that the aldermen, the Chicago aldermen who get paid $110,000, $120,000 a year, will be paying more in taxes. If they couldn't deserve it more.
All right, thanks, Becky. Alex in Dundee.
Yeah, they're saving me a cheap cup of coffee a day worth $1,000 a year. I mean, it's nothing. I want to hear I'm getting $5,000 more a year or $10,000, but a lousy $1,000 when you're raising a couple kids, it's gone in a weekend. That's nothing.
Well, thanks for the call, Alex. I'm not saying that it's life-altering. I'm just telling you that it is some relief, and of course the $1,000 that you can do something else with other than send it to the federal government through the magic of compound interest. You can put it somewhere like in an interest-bearing account or in your 401k so that you can, realize over the course of $1,000 a year over a decade, you can realize some real money. I'm not saying it's life-altering. I'm just describing what the plans are. It's not hammering the middle-income families the way the Democrats say it is or, generally speaking, want to do. Holly in Hudson.
Good morning. The reason this is not taking off in the public is because it's numbers-based, just like that previous caller. What I want to be able to do is fire my accountant. My husband and I run a small business. We fall in the middle income level. Our income tax return is 17 to 25 pages long. We have to, if we could fire our accountant, we make a $1,500 bonus. So I want real reform where we don't have to hire magicians to figure all of this out every year.
Yeah, I agree with that. Thanks for the call, Holly. And that's the postcard argument that Paul Ryan keeps making, and that's why he continues to make it. If you don't itemize, then according to Paul Ryan, with the House plan, you can get your return down to a postcard. Margot in Burr Ridge.
Hi. Yes, I am so tired of hearing Paul Ryan say this, and I've heard him say it on 3 different occasions now with the postcard argument, like we're all so stupid we can't do anything but a postcard. He says, oh, well, the taxpayers are going to enjoy their $1,100, windfall when they fill out their postcard. They're going to enjoy he's used the word enjoy at least 3 times, on 3 different radio stations. And or programs, and I'm so tired of it. Like, we're going to enjoy this huge windfall of $1,100. It is not that much. It really isn't. Why don't they try to cut a little bit? They haven't tried it all.
Well, you mean you want to see more cuts on the spending side?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I agree with that. Thanks for the call, Margot.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Looking for that magical holiday gift and not sure where to go? Don't worry, I have the perfect place. Hi, it's Mike Gallagher here to tell you that you need to give a gift from Roland's Jewelers. They'll help you create that magical holiday moment. You know that buying jewelry is all about trust. Well, Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville is a place you can trust. Who else would offer AM 560 listeners up to $500 in savings on designer brands like Mickey Moto, John Hardy, and Roberto Coin? You can also save on luxury watches you love like Tag Heuer, Michelle, and Shinola. As an AM 560 listener, you'll save up to $500 at Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville. Visit RolandsJewelers.com, ROLLAND, RolandsJewelers.com. And this holiday season, trust Roland's to make all your gift-giving magical. Roland's Jewelers, a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. America's strength is that she's a free nation. Our weakness is we've stopped defending the foundations of our freedom. Non-behavioral characteristics like race and religion take precedence over shared beliefs as it relates to who is granted entrance to America, to the extent permission is required at all. This in spite of the fact that there is plenty of identity diversity that occurs naturally within a global population that shares a common commitment to peaceful pluralism. The temperature in K-12 is approaching Fahrenheit 451 as school districts move to ban literary masterworks like To To Kill a Mockingbird because the language may offend. A recent survey of college undergrads finds 1 in 5 believes violence is acceptable to silence someone who makes a hurtful statement. Private property is seized by the state if you refuse to participate in events that violate your religious beliefs. You make too little. You make too much. You don't pay enough. You didn't build that. You need not apply. You must check your privilege. You must use these pronouns. You can't use those words. As Thomas Paine wrote, what we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. If we continue to acquiesce to those who would cheapen our freedoms, we will all pay dearly.
I hate cleaning my gutters. I kept hearing ads for that gutter guard system, so I thought, why not? I'll get an estimate. I was shocked. I never thought gutter guards could cost so much. Then I heard about Spring Rock gutter guards. The estimate is free, so it made sense to at least compare them. I was shocked again by how much money they saved me. I'm talking thousands, like enough to take my family to Disney World. They take a different approach to gutter protection. A completely closed design keeps all types of debris out of your gutters. Sure, those higher-priced systems may keep the leaves out, but Spring Rock gets the job done at up to half the price with no compromise on quality. Spring Rock also comes with the same lifetime warranty. If the gutter system ever clogs, they will clean it out for free, no questions asked. Same result for less money. That's smart. There's more than one option when it comes to gutter guards. Compare today and save at springrockgutters.com or call 708-571-0632. Special financing is available. Drain your gutters, not your wallet.
AM 560, The Answer.
Take a call real quick. Mel in Mount Prospect, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, without that medical deduction, I'll get screwed because I'm responsible for someone who's in the nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to take me to the cleaners. I thought they would. Now, that's the House proposal. The Senate's different.
Yeah, the Senate has it. You're right.
And I got a question. I read this. It was in the Journal, and I couldn't believe this. In 2004, they offered, if you brought back the money from overseas, a 5% tax, and whatever was brought back, they just use it for stock buybacks. And they didn't give it to, and then the people who had the stock, they're the ones that made out. No one else made out. Anyways, that was my comment. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for the call, Mel. Yeah, the health expenses deduction, it's an important point. So I just want to distill that. Mel's right. It's removed in the House plan. It's included in the Senate plan. This is the provision that allows for people with high medical costs, like north of 10% of your income, to deduct those expenses. So I just wanted to be clear on that.
We have begun our annual campaign for Food for the Poor. Our goal this year is to provide food for a year and water for life for 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala.
That's right. And for $50, just $50, you can do that. You can provide food for a year and water for life for one child in Haiti or Guatemala. These are, of course, children that face life-threatening poverty because of the absence of food and potable water. And the way that you can do that, make that $50 contribution to help one child on our way to helping 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala this Christmas, is by calling 844-862-4673. That's 844-862-HOPE. Or you can also go to our website, 560theanswer.com, search for the keyword food, and you can dial pound 250 on your cell phone and saying the word food when prompted. Those are all ways to contribute just $50 and change the life of a child in two of the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere.
And a lot of people are shopping today. It's Cyber Monday, but for someone who has everything, make a donation in their honor, in their name. And seriously, we just need $50. And honestly, I was on the ground. I saw firsthand what Food for the Poor has done for thousands of Haitians. Are also helping people in the Caribbean who were devastated by the hurricanes this season. Again, $50 donation, 844-862-4673. Also, we can't forget to mention our business benefactor program. It's a great way to elevate your business. I know we have a lot of listeners with small companies, small businesses. And for $2,500, tax-deductible donation, all of the money will go to Food for the Poor. And as a way of saying thank you, we will give you 40 60-second commercials that will air primetime Monday through Friday right here on AM 560. The Answer for the Business Benefactor Program. Call Michael Mann directly at 847-871-1527. That's 847-871-1527. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We're going to check in with our old friend Joseph Okal, who's the chess coach in CPS, the school in Inglewood, and he's turning out some chess prodigies. It's just such a great story. We wanted to circle back with him after first unearthing his plight and his efforts to teach chess at the grade school level on the south side of Chicago. And we'll do that at 6:36.
But first, let's go into the newsroom and say hello once again to Mike Scott.
Amy and Dan, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Tax cuts dominating this week's to-do list for the Senate and President Trump. The holidays staring them in the face, the Senate's version of a tax cut will hurry through the Budget Committee vote tomorrow. The president will meet with GOP senators Tuesday. The Senate's number 3 leader says there will be plenty of opportunities to change the tax cut bill when it moves to the Senate floor, possibly as soon as Friday.
We have members who are expressing what are legitimate concerns, who have ideas about how to make the bill stronger and better, and we're certainly open to those.
Senator John Thune, speaking on Fox News Sunday, embattled Congressman John Conyers announced yesterday he's stepping aside as the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee. Recent harassment allegations made against the veteran lawmaker prompted Conyers to make denials. He also maintains that for now he will not leave office. Richard Cordray, the first director of the controversial Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, resigned on Friday, simultaneously triggering the naming of his own successor. And that's now leading to open conflict with the president, who announced his own new acting director, head of the agency, later that day. Media giant Meredith is buying time. It's a deal worth just about $3 billion and will likely close early next year. Police are patrolling Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills today following threats of violence against the school posted onto Facebook. So far, there's no evidence that that threat is credible. Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner could officially get a Republican challenger. State Rep. Jeannie Ives yesterday saying she does plan to file her paperwork in her run for governor. That could happen sometime this week. Chicago sports, ugly loss for the Bears and a win for the Eagles, 31-3 at Lincoln Financial Field. The Heat rebound from a 7-point first quarter and pull out a win over the Bulls at the UC, 100-93. On the ice tonight, the Blackhawks meet the Ducks at the UC. The Hawks have earned at least a point in 4 straight games. The News is a service of Accountemps. Business needs can change in an instant, from increased workload like year-end projects to staff absences over the holidays. Accountemps can help by providing accounting and finance professionals on a temporary or project basis, whenever and wherever you need them. Call today. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. 6:33 is our time. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager delivers the news you will not hear anywhere else.
The vast majority of Americans don't know the things that I report to you every day. They have no idea of what is happening to their society. They don't. 99% of the country doesn't know any of this stuff. That's quite the problem. That's why we have to make this stuff known.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Excited about all the holiday deals? Luckily, the Exergen Temporal Scanner is one of those deals online and at many retailers. The #1 preferred thermometer by pediatricians and nurses. And now, a great deal, too.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth, now heard regularly in 18 countries. What percentage of you listening to this commercial often say to yourself, what could I do to make more money, or how can we increase our business? I'm guessing that's most of you. Have you ever heard knock on the door and it'll open? Well, my friends at Income Store have doors you can open that can help you or your family make more money, or doors that lead to an increase in revenue for any business of any size. Income Store has 2 main doors on their website. These doors lead to over 2,000 revenue-generating ideas and products. Although a few of their products are pricey, 90+% of their growth formulas are delivered free or nearly free. Income Store's growth products and ideas have been publicized and featured on Forbes, Inc., USA Today, and recently the Biography Channel. Could your household or business use a revenue shot in the backside? Are you sick of your checkbook talking back and saying no? If so, you need to knock on the doors of IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
6:35. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Elmhurst, West Avenue is closed right now between North Avenue and Lake Street. There's police investigation going on after a report of a burglary. Caution in that area. Eden's inbound delays start at Niles Center. 25 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 21. Kennedy, 29 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 51 with airport traffic. Delays on westbound 190 from Kennedy to Manheim. The Eisenhower runs 46 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 34. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 37. Ryan, 25 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford, 29 minutes, 8094 to the merge. There was a crash earlier on the ride at 83rd. Northbound Tri-State side from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Eisenhower to North Avenue. Traffic, service of Office Depot Office Max. You've been taking care of business all year, so let Office Depot Office Max take care of you. Treat yourself to great deals on tech and furniture, maybe a new laptop, or replace that squeaky chair. You deserve Office Depot Office Max, taking care of business. Traffic answers when you need them most. Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Partly sunny, nice day ahead, high 54, clear, breezy, and mild, low of 49 overnight. Currently 35 at O'Hare. It is 40 degrees along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 7. Continuous news coverage at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Empowered Investing, the show dedicated to investors. Heard Saturdays at noon right here on AM 560, The Answer.
No Victocrats allowed. Why? Because we've got a country to save. Join me, Larry Elder, tonight starting at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So a couple years ago, we took notice of the story about a teacher and a chess coach, Joseph Okal, who teaches at the Earl STEM Academy in Inglewood on the Chicago South Side. And he started a chess program there. And for starting a chess program, he drew the ire of his fellow faculty members.
Well, because they had a one-day, like a furlough day, and he didn't want to take it because he wanted to be with his kids. And he was expelled from the union.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's back in or out or what's going on.
Targeted for elimination by Karen Lewis and her friends there.
Yeah, for not joining the one-day strike.
The red shirts, as they are. And but Okal has kept on and continued coaching that chess team, and great effect. Back this spring, the U.S. Chess Federation Super Nationals, tournament in Nashville. Largest chess tournament in history, hundreds of schools, 6,000 students competing from around the country. Earl STEM Academy won 3 Super Nationals trophies, 1 team and 2 individual. Wow. One of his champions is as young as, I think, 3rd grade. So it's really an amazing story, an underreported story, I guess, because he's not walking in lockstep with the teachers union. He's focused on, teaching chess and imparting wisdom and intellectual curiosity and strategic thinking into kids, which I thought that's what you're supposed to do as a teacher. Anyway, for more on where the chess team stands and how things are going, generally speaking, at Earl STEM, we're pleased to be joined again by Joseph Okal. Joseph, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hi, good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy.
Morning.
Good morning, Chicago.
So,
thank you for giving me this opportunity to be your popular station.
Oh, no, a pleasure to circle back with you. So, I mean, I mentioned how well your team did at the tournament back there in May. Tell us how things are going otherwise with the chess team, the program there, Earl STEM, and the kids.
We're continuing with the program. In fact, I have more kids this year and a lot of younger kids. I have pre-K kids who have joined the chess team. I have kindergarten kids. I have a lot of younger kids this year. We're hoping that we'll be able to compete in the incoming national tournament, which will be next month. And I'm proud to say that our school has become also a level 1 school with kids almost perfect attendance, the number of our kids.
Makes me want to
And
cry.
last Saturday, our kids won 3 first-place trophies in the Chicago Latino Chess Championship at the Chicago Public Library, Lozano branch. And we just want to compete. I just want the kids to keep on competing, give them the chance to compete. We're not seeking for PT, although we would appreciate the opportunity and for them to be able to shine, because give them the opportunity to shine, they will shine.
Well, I know CPS is strapped for cash, and it's hard to, have extracurricular activities.
Strapped for
so
cash.
how are you surviving? Do you have fundraisers, or is there a place where we could go to help you?
Yeah, we're doing fundraising, and we welcome any help. We're not complaining. I'm not complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to do what I can do as a teacher. And with regard to the union,
yes,
I'm no longer a member of the union, and I was kicked out of the union. But I have no regrets as long as I've done my part for the kids.
So even years
After
later,
all, that's my
even years later, they wouldn't let you back in the union.
Why would you want to go back?
Now, well, I'm still not a member, and
Yeah, I'm sure you miss it. I'm sure you miss them terribly. Here's the.
no, I didn't. I do not.
Yeah, I know you don't. Yeah. No, I got
But the
that.
thing is, do they still take your union dues?
Yes, they still
Yeah,
take my
for
union
sure.
dues.
Only in Illinois.
For not no.
Hopefully not for much
yeah,
longer.
the Janus case next year may change that. But Joseph, how is the school in terms of being supportive of the kids in your program?
Oh, the school has been supportive, and as well as Chicago Public Schools. I'm not complaining. I'm just doing what I can to campaign for funds to help the kids whatever way I can.
And do you have any Gary Kasparovs, budding Gary Kasparovs in your crew? Are we going to see somebody, an international chess master, taking on, I don't know, Big Blue or something like that?
Oh, I have a number of potentials, including Tamaya Folks. She's our top player, but this is her last year. She's applying at Whitney Young, hoping that she'll be accepted. She'll have to take the test anyway next month. But we're trying to train some more kids. But my program also entails for graduates, those who are in high school, to try to come back and mentor other kids. And that's what we're trying to do. And I have 6 former Earl students already in high school. They come every now and then to mentor other kids.
How do you see kids change through their participation in your chess program?
Big change. First of all, 90% of our kids are below poverty level. So this Inglewood, we're trying to improve, their concept and lives, and we try to get them to be in the school after school to see some other opportunities. So my goal and my mission is to make sure that they become productive citizens of the world, and that's my main goal. And it's not about winning; it's just to change them to become better persons, to be able to contribute to the world.
And it's sad to say that they're safer being inside than being on the streets. Correct?
Yes. 4 to 6 p.m. That's the time when we have the chess program, Monday to Friday.
Wow,
and Saturdays we compete. We try to compete in certain tournaments that don't charge registration fees.
Has the success of your program there at Earl STEM spawned other schools to start chess programs?
I believe so. We have more schools now having a chess program, and we have more competitors now. I welcome competitors because the kids would like to compete, and we like the opportunity to be able to compete, and not just at Inglewood, not just in Chicago, not just in Illinois, but nationwide.
And you said that attendance is up. I mean, have more people enrolled and they're staying in school. They want to be there because of the chess program.
I believe so, because we just became a level 1 school. Our school has become level 1, and one of the factors there is almost the perfect attendance of our kids, as well as the high scores in their NWA. You know, chess gives one the chance to develop the critical thinking skills.
Mm-hmm.
That's the least expensive of all activities, and yet it's the most effective in developing critical thinking skills of kids.
No, don't be afraid to tell your kids to sweep the leg if they need to. They get in a tough match. He is Joseph Okal, teacher, chess coach at Earl STEM Academy in Inglewood. Joseph, congratulations, first of all, for the success of your kids and the program there. It's great to see what you're doing for those kids and what they're accomplishing under your tutelage, and continued success there. And we'll continue to keep track of you and spread the word so people can support the program.
Thank you, Dan. I just want to take this opportunity also, if there are computers, even used computers, it will be a big help to us, because we have a program now where the kids can compete online.
Mm-hmm.
So it will save us also on travel costs. So we just want to
okay.
request if there are donors for computers. It will be a big help to our program.
And if somebody wants to make a donation for the acquisition of those computers or donation of computers, Earl STEM Academy, Joseph Okal, O-C-O-L, is the chess coach. Is there any other information you want to provide?
No, just the prayers. We'll be competing next month. We hope to compete in the nationals. There's a national tournament next month. And also this coming February, there's a state tournament. So we're hoping to get some funding for the kids to compete. You know, just give them the chance, the opportunity to compete, and I know they will shine.
Yeah.
Just the opportunity to shine, and they will shine.
Bless you.
I could do. And look, I mean, Joseph, I recently acquired a 5th and 6th grade girls volleyball team over at Blaine, and so I'm in the market to do more acquisitions, in other realms and CPS. So maybe this will be one. Joseph Okal, thanks so much for joining us. Continued success. Congratulations on the success you've already achieved, as well as your kids. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, and he joined us. Yep. And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You're listening to Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Greg Clugston in for Lou Dobbs, who returns this afternoon. Online retailers gear up for Cyber Monday. Tobacco ads return to the airwaves this weekend. Those stories next.
Are you being intimidated by the IRS? Rapid Resolution Tax Group is a team of tax attorneys, enrolled agents, and tax professionals who've helped thousands of people with problems just like yours, and they promise not to let the IRS intimidate you. If you are an individual or business who owes at least $10,000 to the IRS, you can turn to them for help. Has your bank account been levied? Do you have years of unfiled tax returns? Let Rapid Resolution Tax Group intervene for you. They're accredited with and A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they guarantee same-day contact with the IRS. If you qualify, Rapid Resolution Tax Group can work towards settling your tax debt for less, removing penalties and fees, and stopping levies and garnishments. Call the professionals at Rapid Resolution Tax Group at 800-601-2929. That's 800-601-2929.
As brick-and-mortar retailers count their proceeds from Black Friday, their online counterparts like Amazon are gearing up for today's Cyber Monday bargains. Sales from this Monday after Thanksgiving have grown annually and are a major part of online profits each year. For the first time in decades, ads for tobacco were back on TV over the weekend, but they weren't promoting smoking. Under a court order, tobacco companies were forced to advertise the deadly addictive effects of cigarette use. First daughter Ivanka Trump will be promoting female entrepreneurship this week. She's giving the keynote address and participating on panels at a conference in India, being co-hosted by the governments of India and the United States. Please join us for Lou Dobbs tonight at 7 and 11 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Hey, as flu season approaches, you know how to protect yourself against colds and viruses. At least you try to. But do you know how to protect your computer network? Ransomware, viruses, hacks, intrusions. It could stop your company's computer network in an instant. Is your business safe and protected? Can your data be restored easily? If not, you need to make an appointment with Turnkey IT today. Turnkey IT provides frontline security for your network and its data. So if there's an email attachment opened in error or network intruder, Turnkey IT immediately knows and solves the problem. They'll arm your network with cutting-edge antivirus, disaster recovery, and proactive monitoring software to help stop virus outbreaks before they have a chance to spread. Over the phone or in person, Turnkey IT is your network safeguard against this season's worst bugs. See what a dose of Turnkey's proactive support can do for you. It's easy. Visit turnkey.pro. That's turnkey.pro.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
Before I started taking this Balance of Nature, I had no energy. Since I've been taking this Balance of Nature, I have had the energy, and I just thank God. It's really been a blessing to me. Even my eyesight seems to be better because my other glasses I couldn't wear. It wasn't strong enough. But when I put the other glasses on, the one that was kind of weak, I could see so clear out of them. I said, what is this?
What are you waiting for? Good health is only a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code CHICAGO.
There's a place where you can get custom metal products. If you manage a commercial kitchen, hotel, condo building, or food-grade manufacturing plant, then no matter the type of metal or size of the project, the skillfully trained fabrication team at Vans Industrial has you covered.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. Custom metal fabrication is the backbone of my company. We fabricate stainless steel countertops, wall coverings, hoods, landscape planter boxes, industrial fan housings, and more. Vans Industrial uses all types of alloys like carbon steel, aluminum, brass, and polished stainless steel. And we have a laser cutting machine. Our laser can customize almost any project. Our team can design, fabricate, and install your project today.
Call 219-931-4881 today for a free inspection of your facility. Interested in what else they do? Visit vansindustrial.com. That's VANS industrial.com. Vans Industrial, customizing for you, the customer. You're busy running around shopping for holiday presents. Just make sure you save the best present for yourself. A brand new Ford car, truck, or SUV from Joe Cotton Ford in Carroll Stream. 'Tis the season to celebrate the Ford year-end clearance and stuff your stocking with the best savings of the year. No more waiting. Now is the time to get to Joe Cotton Ford with 250 brand new vehicles that have to be up the lot before the end of the year to make room for the 2018 models. You won't find a better deal or selection. And remember, Joe Cotton is a different kind of car dealer where family-owned and operated really means something. They're not a big dealer group just cranking out customers to hit a sales quota. You'll get the white glove treatment without all the hype and pressure. Maybe that's why generations of Ford buyers and their families keep coming back to Joe Cotton Ford. Get to Joe Cotton Ford today and drive home your new Ford car, truck, or SUV for the holidays. Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream, or at joecottonford.com. That's joecottonford.com. On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Policy Institute, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, today we're launching our appeal for Food for the Poor, a Christmas appeal, campaign 2017. Our goal to provide food for a year and water for life for 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala, as we did last year, build the infrastructure that provides for clean water for life. And again, with just a $50 donation, that would also provide food for a year for one of these children.
And Food for the Poor is an incredibly efficient and transparent organization. 95% of all the money they raise goes directly to help those in need in places like Guatemala, and Haiti. And also, we should mention that they're working right now in Caribbean islands and in Latin America, places that were devastated by the hurricanes. I went to Haiti. I saw their huge facility in Haiti, and it's amazing. The government there is so corrupt and inefficient that if Food for the Poor was not there on the ground helping people, tens of thousands of people would die. There are long food lines. There are people who need medical attention, and Food for the Poor is there for everyone. It's hard to describe the poverty there, but people are so appreciative. The Haitians are, and they're really just beautifully they're just the sweetest people you will ever meet in your life, and they're so appreciative of Food for the Poor. They're appreciative of Americans who donate to this program. I know we have those who are in need here, but it's a different kind of poverty. I mean, you could go to the park, Dan, and get water out of a fountain if you need to. You could not get clean water there if it was not for Food for the Poor. We went into one village.
They don't have, food pantries and all of the other philanthropic infrastructure we have in this country for people in need.
So Food for the Poor, they've built 200 schools. They help 1,500 families every day, and they don't take a weekend off every single day. So please, a one-time donation of $50 will feed a child for a year and provide them water for life. The number 844-862-HOPE. That's 844-862-4673. You can also visit 560theanswer.com, search for the keyword food. Make a donation on behalf of a family member who has everything. You don't need to buy him a present, but you can give the gift of food and water for life.
And then we also have our Business Benefactor Program again this year. This is the program that provides for a business owner or anybody who makes marketing decisions for a business to make a $2,500 tax-deductible donation to Food for the Poor and receive 40 60-second commercials, 60-second commercials that will run Monday through Friday on our airwaves, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m., for a business that wants to get involved in the Business Benefactor Program. Call sales manager Michael Mann directly, 847-871-1527. Again, his number, 847-871-1527, and Michael Mann will set you up.
Yeah, and right now, that's the best advertising deal in the city of Chicago, especially for this station. Our morning show, which is ranked, in the top 20 now, so that's good. So you'll get a lot of bang for your buck. A lot of our, advertisers that we have to date began as business benefactors. 40 one-minute commercials. If you make a $2,500 tax-deductible donation, call Michael Mann, 847-871-1527. You're not going to want to miss out on this program. It's a great way to promote your business and take it to the next level. 847-871-1527. And, your donations will be much appreciated. And later this week, we're going to share some photos and release some videos that will show, what Food for the Poor is actually doing on the ground in Haiti and in Guatemala. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Is Tiny Dancer pirouetting out of the mayor's office? Where would he go if he left at 7:07?
But first, let's go into the newsroom and check in once again with the one and only Mike Scott.
Sunrise in Chicago, and here are the stories we're watching this morning. Threats made against Hillcrest High School. Suburban woman who killed her disabled daughter has been found dead. Woman killed in an Antioch hit and run, and that investigation continues. Fire destroys 2 businesses in Midlothian. Bad loss for the Bears, pounded by the Eagles. Heat beat the Bulls. Blackhawks hosting the Ducks on a partly sunny and beautiful day. WIND Chicago News Time, 7 o'clock.
Congress returns this week with 2 Democrats facing ethics probes. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This has been a shock to me.
Democratic Senator Al Franken says he'll cooperate.
John Conyers is an icon in our country.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi tells NBC the congressman will do the right thing. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, Senator Franken and Congressman John Conyers both heading back to work under a cloud of accusations of sexual harassment and misconduct. Franken told Minnesota Public Radio he's embarrassed and ashamed of his past behavior.
I've crossed a line for some women,
including with Leanne Tweeden and that infamous groping photo.
She didn't have any ability to consent.
Congressman Conyers denies he sexually harassed staffers, but has stepped down from his leadership position on the powerful House Judiciary Committee while an ethics investigation plays out. Dave.
Rachel, Senate Republicans may vote this week on their tax bill, saying it'll save most people money and boost the economy.
This affects everybody in America, so it should be right. It's not something that should be rushed, but it should be done.
GOP Senator James Lankford, at least 6 Republicans want changes to the bill for various reasons. All Democrats oppose it as helping the rich, hurting the poor. 2 people in Washington are fighting over the same job. Leandra English claims she's the acting director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, appointed by the director who resigned Friday, and has filed suit to block President Trump from appointing Mick Mulvaney. The White House says even the Bureau's own lawyer believes it's Mulvaney's job. An American actress is taking on a new role, British princess. Fox's Simon Owen live in London.
Dave, Britain's Prince Harry is engaged to LA-born actress Meghan Markle. The news announced by Harry's father, Prince Charles.
I'm thrilled, thank you so much, for both of them. I hope they'll be very happy indeed.
Charles saying the couple will wed in the spring. Markle is best known for a starring role in US TV legal drama Suits. She's also a humanitarian campaigner. The engagement warmly welcomed by other royals, the Queen saying she's delighted. Dave?
Fox News, fair and balanced.
38 degrees in Chicago at 7:02 on AM 560 The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Police are patrolling Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills. It's following a threat of violence against that school posted on Facebook. School officials were informed of that threat last night. Authorities are investigating, and so far, there is no evidence that the threat is credible. Federal reviews begin this week studying the impact of the Obama Presidential Center on Chicago's Jackson Park. The review kicks off on Friday. There will be meetings on that day at the South Shore YMCA. Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner could officially get a Republican challenger this week as State Rep Jeannie Ives says she plans to file her paperwork in her run for governor. Ives saying she has nearly 3 times the number of signatures that she needs to make the March ballot. No one in custody after a woman was tied up and violently beaten inside of her home over the weekend on Chicago's west side. The attacker bound the woman's hands and feet, beat her, and then tried to disrobe her before running off. A suburban woman who killed her disabled daughter in 2015 is dead following an apparent suicide. Police believe Bonnie Liltz took her own life before her body was discovered Saturday night inside her Schaumburg apartment, the same home where she gave her 28-year-old daughter a deadly dose of medication more than 2 years ago. Bail denied a Chicago man accused of killing a Maywood man last week on the west side. George Jernigan appeared in court yesterday on murder charges. Chicago sports, very ugly for the Bears. A 31-3 loss to the Eagles. Bears head coach John Fox says no running game at all. Did not help Mitchell Trubisky, who completed 17 of 33 for 147 yards and 2 interceptions. Heat over the Bulls, 100-93. Blackhawks and Ducks will tangle tonight at the United Center. The news, a service of Office Depot Office Max. You've been taking care of business all year, so let Office Depot Office Max take care of you. Treat yourself to great deals on tech and furniture like maybe a new laptop or replace that squeaky chair. You deserve it. Office Depot Office Max, taking care of business. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity explains the game of politics.
Politics is a dirty, brutal, ugly, blood sport. There's nothing nice in the world of politics. Your opponents, politically speaking, I'm putting emphasis, politically speaking, want to destroy you and kill you off.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
When it comes to the holidays, the hustle and bustle doesn't stop. Well, unless your car breaks down. Whatever this season brings, it helps to have Hum by Verizon. Hum is the connected car system that assists and empowers drivers. Now you can check your car's health from your phone, get help if you're stuck on the side of the road, and if Hum detects a crash, it can automatically notify emergency services. It's a smart way to stay informed about your car and keep your family safer on the road. This holiday season, get Hum and get where you're going. Visit hum.com or your local Verizon store for special holiday savings.
Life happens. With ADT, you can feel safe with an ADT starter kit professionally installed for only $49. Call today and install an ADT starter kit that includes security panel, keypad, key fob, entry and motion sensors, and for a limited time, get a camera included and installed at no additional cost. That's a $449 value, installed for just $49.
Requires 36-month monitoring contract, QSB and EasyPay. Activation and early term fees may apply. Certain marks excluded. License available at ADT.com, Florida EF001121, Louisiana F1639.
7:06. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Elmhurst, West Avenue is shut down between North Avenue and Lake Street due to a police investigation. Eden's 30 minutes, Lycook Junction, outbound 22 at Kennedy. Now 51 minutes O'Hare to downtown, 23 from Montrose, 24 in the Express. Outbound 58 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower's 52 minutes from 390 to downtown, 37 minutes from Manheim, outbound 48 to 390. Stevenson, 54 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 41. Ryan, 24 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57 is light, just a little heavy approach to Converge. Bishop Ford, though, 35 minutes, 80-94 to the Rhine. Delays on the Tri-State are northbound, from Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, from the Eisenhower to North Avenue. Adams Tollway, okay. Reagan Tollway tight, York to the Tri-State. Veterans Memorial from 63rd to the Reagan Tollway. Northwest Indiana's all clear. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, partial sunshine, high 54. Clear and breezy night with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour, low 49. Still breezy in the morning with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Some sun giving way to clouds. Touch of rain for the afternoon. High tomorrow, 56. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
36 at O'Hare, 40 along the lakefront. Your next news update is at 7:30. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Mortgage Makeovers, a show walking you through stress-free mortgage options. Mortgage Makeovers, Sunday afternoons at 1 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Well, it's a big day. You got the Miss Universe crowned last night by Steve Harvey.
And he did it correctly.
Miss Universe is South Africa.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Miss South Africa.
Yeah, were they real?
Her eyelashes, I believe they were. And you have...
a runner-up. Hello.
Oh, Miss Columbia.
Miss Columbia. So once again, Columbia, not good enough.
Wasn't misidentified this time as the winner, unlike 2 years ago.
But I like Miss Jamaica. She wore a stunning yellow chiffon print dress.
I have the same dress. It's weird. Yeah.
No, she was beautiful. I could see her becoming Miss Universe, but that didn't happen.
A lot. Miss USA made the final. She made like the final 10 or something. She was. Yeah. So it was. Miss South Africa winner. So you got that. You got this. The thing that you're all gaga about.
Really?
Meghan Markle.
And there's something she has in common with you, and with me. She's a Northwestern grad. So a Northwestern grad is giving up her career as an actress.
What career? What's she been in?
Suits. Yeah. It's some show. I don't know, about some law show.
Yeah. Okay.
Retiring as an actress to take a bigger role as a princess.
How old is she? 25. Retiring.
26.
26.
But also, guess what she has in common with me? Because enough about you. Oh, let's talk about me. She is a Kappa Gamma. I'm a Kappa Kappa Gamma. My sister, I got my Kappa Kappa grandma. We're a big Kappa Kappa Gamma family, so we are very excited that a Kappa
I was not
is
invited to
becoming a
be
princess.
the Kappa in the Kappa pledge class at Northwestern.
Oh, you know what the Kappas did though? A guy did go through Rush, and they turned him down. Thank you, Kappas.
Yeah.
But so did the Triadult. So did everybody.
Well, that's super exciting.
It is super exciting because, all right, just so you know, the engagement photo is going to be released
Oh, my God.
this afternoon, and they're going to get married in June of 2018.
Yeah, so some
It's like a fairy tale come true.
Yeah, a welfare queen and a snooty Northwestern grad. That's real exciting.
Prince Harry did ask her parents for their daughter's hand in marriage. It was cute.
Yeah, wrote him a check with the British people's money. So you got that, and then you got petition filing starting today for candidates for state office in Illinois. That's happening, and then over the weekend, you had this story. So this is, I don't buy this, but it is an interesting rumor, and it was Second City Cop blog, which I read. It's pretty good.
Oh, I love that blog.
Second City Cop blog.
They're never wrong.
Blog has a rumor about Tiny Dancer leaving. Sounds like Rom's security detail has been given the heads up to find a soft landing spot. Expect Rom to disappear and go for the money as a D.C. lobbyist ahead of the Van Dyke trial. You know, Laquan McDonald.
Yeah.
And then Second City Cop has a interesting characterization of that prospect, referring to Tiny Dancer as a feline coward. His legacy will be a financially and structurally destroyed city, much like his hero Obama. Expect a health family crisis to justify this. He goes on to add that friend in the mayor's detail. He has a friend in the mayor's detail, and he was given choices of places to go. Rom is leaving either for D.C. or L.A. before the end of his term. Told them of a personnel health issue and thanked them. And
personal health issue.
Well, he's just making something up as the allegation or as the rumor, as part of the rumor. So the idea that Rom won't run for re-election, and filing deadlines today for 2018 state offices, but of course February 2019. So this race is basically concurrent with the governor's race and all the state legislative races. February 2019 is the mayor's re-elect. So the prospect of Tiny Dancer leaving before the end of his term and throwing the mayor's office up for grabs, and it would be essentially an open seat possibility. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I can't see him as a lobbyist in D.C. I mean, that just seems like a step down.
He made all this, he made enough money thanks to his buddy, Governor Ronner.
Oh, yeah. What did he make, $17 million?
Yeah, for
a few years.
like 18 months at Wasserstein Perella, this investment house, kind of, one of some ill repute as well. But anyway, by doing this deal. Hey, Bill Daley, have you ever met Bruce Ronner? You guys should meet. And then he gets a little fee for that when they do the SBC Ameritech deal, for example. So he made like $18 million. So the idea of him just going to be a lobbyist in D.C., what's the attraction of that? This guy's about power. He's already got enough money. I mean, of course, you always want more, but
well, he
I
would
don't think
shake
so.
people down in the congressional gym. I mean, he knows no boundaries. If he doesn't like a reporter, he'll call the news director and demand that reporter recant the story or be suspended. I mean, you guys do not even know the beginnings of this man's like bulliness. I mean, he really is. He's a thug.
As
it's
Second
his way
City
or the
Cop.
highway.
Second City Cop properly described him as a feline coward. That's what he is. And so there's that, but or go to L.A. What's he going to do? Fetch coffee for Ari?
Well,
I don't see him in L.A. to do what? Was he going to take over the Weinstein Company?
No, I could see him being an actor.
Oh, like
I think he really wants to act, and I think President Obama really wants to be
you can see Tiny Dancer being an actor.
Yeah. 312-642-5600. Maybe he's going to go to England to be a British princess.
Maybe. Well, I mean, I suppose if contract talks between HBO and Peter Dinklage stalled, he could be an understudy to Peter Dinklage on Game of Thrones.
I think he's a little too tall for that.
No, he's not. He doesn't have the acting chops of Peter Dinklage. That's the problem.
Act be?
Yeah, what should Rom do as opposed to lording over the city of Chicago? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
What?
I said lording And I know the Lutheran Church of Sweden is no longer using Lord or his because the Lutheran Church of Sweden is going gender fluid. So I apologize for saying lording over. Yeah.
I'm Episcopalian, but my other family's Swedish Lutheran.
So where is Mayor Oompa Loompa going to go if he doesn't go back to the chocolate factory? Sean from Elmwood Park, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
In a corrupt kleptocracy, the lobbyist, the pimp of the political whore, is the most powerful thing you can be. I think you're wrong when you just discount, a lobbyist. John Boehner did what exactly? He's worth hundreds of millions in 2 years? In 2 years. Jack Abramoff, Roger Stone, Manafort. These guys have wealth we can't even imagine, and they've done nothing but sell the corruption we call our government. Come on. That's the best job you can be in.
No. It's a total misread on Rahm. Yeah, I mean, I get your railing against lobbyists, and that's all well and good. It's a total misread on Rahm. This guy it's about power. He's got $20, $30 million in the bank. He can always get more. This is about power. Remember, this is a guy who wants to be president of the United States and is delusional enough to think that he could be.
He might run.
I've said this on this show, and I still believe he runs and wins re-election in 2019. He will announce for president of the United States for 2020.
Prof, in a country where Republicans and Democrats both feel the best thing you can do for your society is for a government to be in control of spending money, what's better than a lobbyist?
It's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough power. I mean, unless he's going to
take the control of trillions.
Yeah, no.
Maybe he'll go back to dancing.
Thanks for the call, Sean. No.
Maybe he'll really get that.
Because join the Joffrey Ballet.
Join the Joffrey Ballet or the Nutcracker.
Do they have a senior league for in the ballet?
But that's why I think he has a desire to perform, because look at what he majored in, which isn't bad. I mean, if you want to be an actor, go be an actor. But you know what? Now that you brought up the presidential race, you're right. He has always wanted to be president.
Maybe
2020 he will run for president.
I could see him going back to be like the head of the gender studies department at Sarah Lawrence.
Yeah, right. Do you know his pictures on the wall? My friend's daughter goes to school there, and his pictures on the wall in the administration building.
Right, the only man to ever attend Sarah Lawrence.
But it's his congressional picture, not his picture when he was a dancer, a ballet.
Where he looks like Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show. That picture. By the way, a related story.
You can't unsee that picture.
You can't. The related story. Amazon. HQ2. Yes. All of the 238 some offers from around the country to get Amazon to locate their headquarters, 50,000 employee headquarters in various cities around the country. Yeah. Chicago's put in a bid. This interesting. I didn't realize this. Chicago, one of the inducements to Amazon, offered Amazon the ability to pocket the $1.32 billion in income taxes, state income taxes, that would be paid by its workers. So this is a personal income tax diversion. The workers have to pay full taxes to the state, but instead of the state getting the money, it just goes back to Amazon to use as they see fit.
Oh, that's a real nice deal. Really?
So, I mean, maybe you won't have a mayor at all. Maybe the City Hall will just become a subsidiary of Amazon if HQ2 was located in Chicago. Maybe that's a sort of a handshake deal not included in the proposal. I mean, look at these major urban centers that are run by Democrats that are fiscally insolvent, like Chicago, the worst example.
Yeah.
Best example of being the worst example. I mean, they might as well be taken over by Google and Amazon. That's their only chance if they're going to continue to be run by big government leftists. Holly from Hudson suggesting that Rahm is leaving because of the guilt he is suffering from his detail killing your cat.
It's too soon. Well, if he leaves, at least, they'll get rid of that detail at that old firehouse. Cats can't have a fighting chance.
Maybe, just thinking about acting, maybe Rahm could resuscitate Tim Conway's old Dorf on Golf bit.
Or maybe he could take over Jeremy Piven's role in that CBS sitcom.
Oh, because
Jeremy Piven had a breakdown because somebody accused him of sexual harassment.
Just wailing and wailing. Can't stop crying, just like Jesse Jackson Jr. Phil in Arlington Heights, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, guys.
Hi.
Question. If Amy's story is true, that the reporters get threatened by Rahm Emanuel or the news director, how you put that story out there, why should we trust any media outlet, including yourselves? I mean, no one, if this is true, why isn't this a huge story? It should be bigger than all these sex scandals.
Well, we talked about it. I mean, it happened a few years ago when he first got into office. If he didn't like a story, he would call the news director, call the reporter. I know a reporter personally who he brought into his office and was screaming at her.
So what?
Well, I mean, that's not his business. Mayor Daley never did that.
Well, whatever. The point is Phil and Amy. The point is that the news director and the reporter have a choice. They don't have to. They don't have to fold to his demands.
And they didn't.
Yeah. So what? So somebody yells at you. So what?
Why do I even trust you guys, though?
I don't know. Why do you trust us?
There's no reason to.
Okay. Why is that?
Because
I haven't cheated.
Because if none of this, if this is constantly going on, it seems to me that the news is being pushed around and dictated. We already can tell that our news that's given to us is partisan. Now, I get it that it's for review, to make money, and it's for a profit. So maybe trust is the wrong word, but all news is partisan. So I wouldn't call it fake news, but I'd call it misleading news.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which side it comes from.
No.
Again, I'm not trying to be mean, but including yourself.
Well, you're wrong, Phil, and that's absurd. The way to do this is to be transparent about your perspective so that people can factor in whatever you're providing however they see fit, and that's what we do. And by the way, as somebody who publishes a bunch of community outlets online and in print, that's exactly what we do in those outlets too. So factor in however you want. The whole behind the scenes, who puts pressure on who and who folds to the pressure. That's in every industry, including the news business. Do you think I fold to pressure when somebody says, I don't like your news story, so change it? You think that's my perspective on things? I don't think so. So you have to make judgment calls because that's what an adult does. Thanks for the call, Phil. Jeff and Gurnee.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. Hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving weekend. Tiny Dancer, he's got an audition for Dancing with the Stars or be Elton John's manager.
Elton John's manager, yeah. That's a good idea.
I like dancing. He would
Jeff.
kill it on Dancing with the Stars. He would win. He has an advantage. He's a ballerina.
Yeah. I wonder what dude would dance with him, what professional male dancer would dance with him for the dancing. George in Libertyville.
I could just see him with tights and a sock in his midsection.
Okay.
With the Stars. But
yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
You know what? He's actually going to be on Game of Thrones as another midget sick character.
Thanks for the call, George. I made the Game of Thrones reference, and it's vertically challenged.
Oh,
vertically challenged is the phrase. Vertically challenged.
This is the morning show more Chicago radio listeners are choosing. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Plenty of sunshine today. It's just going to be a really beautiful day. A high of 54 degrees tonight, clear. Mild, a low of 49. And for tomorrow, breezy, mild, some sun, then clouds. And a light afternoon rain shower, a high of 56. Unseasonably warm. Any out-of-control traffic jams on the roadways? Here's Jim Telemonte in our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Got some issues, Dan and Amy. Southbound Lakeshore Drive is heavy. Fullerton to North Avenue with a crash blocking the right lane, and the on-ramp from North Avenue to southbound Lakeshore Drive is blocked as well with that collision. Eden's 27 minutes, Lake Hook to Montrose, outbound 23. Kennedy, now 45 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 53 minutes. The Eisenhower, 54 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound 50. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 43. Ryan, 26 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57 is free and clear. Bishop Ford's really heavy starting at Dalton Avenue, 45 minutes, 8094 to the Ryan. Tollways in general, a little lighter than normal. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
You've heard of living trusts and how they can help protect your assets, but you may not know if a living trust is right for you. Or maybe you have questions about creating your own living trust. The fact is, almost everyone can benefit from a living trust, which can protect your assets from the court system and your loved ones from unnecessary expense and inconvenience. Learn more at a free seminar Wednesday, November 29th. Estate planning attorney Robert Zapolis will explain how to create your own living trust, estate planning under the new tax laws, why a will does not avoid probate, and more. Have your estate planning and living trust questions answered absolutely free. Don't miss this important seminar Wednesday, November 29th at 6:30 p.m. at Papa Joe's Restaurant, 145th and LaGrange Road in Orland Park. The seminar is free and a complimentary dinner is served, but you must make a reservation now. Call 708-478-1400. Call 708-478-1400. Again, 708-478-1400.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Chuck Spaveri, CEO of Spaveri's Custom Counters, a Chicagoland manufacturer of residential and commercial countertops. If there's a local commercial bank who knows how to get a deal done, it's Signature Bank. When my brother and I needed it, Signature Bank came through with a creative financing solution. That's because Signature Bank has experience working with companies like ours, a second-generation, family-owned and operated manufacturer. Our business matters to Signature Bank, and that comes through in every visit and every phone call with their team, right up to the bank's co-founders, Kevin, Mick, and Brian. Spaveri's is proud to bank with Signature Bank.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
DS Arms is the factory direct outlet for firearms and accessories where you can find all major brands of firearms in stock. And DS Arms is an actual firearms manufacturer. For 30 years, they've been manufacturing custom rifles used by police, military, and you. Purchase your rifle factory direct and support American manufacturing jobs. DS Arms can also set you up with automatic knives, spare magazines, optics, and every accessory. DS Arms is in Lake Barrington off of Route 14 and Pepper Road. Call 847-277-7260 or visit dsarms.com. DS Arms, much more than a gun store.
Hey there, beer lovers. Let your freedom be heard. If you love freedom, patriotism, and the craft beer revolution, then Gun Craft Beer is the brew for you. You can purchase Gun Craft Beer all over Chicagoland. For a list of locations, visit guncraftbeer.com. And be sure to follow Gun Craft Beer on Facebook and Instagram. So salute the red, white, and brew by enjoying the freedom you can taste with Gun Craft Beer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
You know what? They do make me feel better. I really do. Like, it has helped me a lot. It gives me energy. They're working out for me, and so I'm really, really happy.
When I first started taking it, someone mentioned my my skin, and that was like within like the first couple of weeks, and I thought, wow.
I feel like $1 million. Really love the product. I got to tell you, I don't no longer have those energy lows at 4 o'clock when I'm falling asleep. I am doing things I ordinarily would not do.
What are you waiting for? Good health is only a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, we've launched our annual appeal today for Food for the Poor. Our goal this year, 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala, provide them water for life and food for a year. And the way that you can participate in this, very simple, and not a lot to ask, frankly, $50. $50 provides food for a year, water for life for one child in Haiti or Guatemala. 847-862-4673. That's 844-862-HOPE is the way that you can make your $50 donation and help us get to our goal of providing food for a year and water for life for 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala who suffer from life-threatening poverty.
Yeah, and it's the government can't help them. These are people who, they're destitute. They need food. They need water. Clothes would be great. It's unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. And if you ever go to Haiti, you'll see it firsthand, the poverty. And education is a great way out of poverty, and Food for the Poor not only provides meals and vaccinations for children, but they have built more than 200 schools. So again, 95% of your donation, 95%, not a lot of organizations can claim that, go directly to those in need. Again, the one-time donation of $50, 844-862-4673. But if you're a business owner, listen up. We still have a business benefactor program that we're offering, $2,500 tax-deductible donation. All the money goes to Food for the Poor. And as a way of saying thank you, we will give you 40 one-minute commercials that will air right here Monday through Friday. It's the best advertising deal in the city of Chicago. It's a great charity to help, to donate your money to. If you want to get involved in this program, please call Michael Mann at 847-871-1527, 847-871-1527. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Our university, or our Illinois, I should say, universities and colleges, the public ones, are they crowding out Illinois families with foreign students at 7:37?
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Check in once again with Mike Scott.
Amy and Dan, good morning. Good morning, everyone. We're watching a developing story in Elmhurst and Villa Park this morning as police there are searching for burglary suspects. It's causing some minor traffic hiccups, and we'll check in with Jim Telemonte this morning as that search for the burglary suspects continues in those western suburbs throughout the morning. Meantime, in Washington, D.C., President Trump is back after spending Thanksgiving in Florida, and a busy week is ahead with tax reform on top of that list. The president will be on Capitol Hill this week to meet with Republicans in the Senate, where Senator John Thune of South Dakota says the tax cut bill presently passed in Senate committee will not be the final bill.
We're going to have an open process on the floor of the United States Senate where people can offer amendments. So there'll be plenty of opportunities to change the bill in the direction that some of our senators want to see.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin says he is already a no vote. 2 Democratic leaders accused of sexual misconduct are returning to work this week. Senator Al Franken of Minnesota spoke out yesterday for the first time, saying he's embarrassed and ashamed. Meantime, embattled Congressman of Detroit, John Conyers, stepping aside as the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee for Minority Democrats amid his own sexual abuse allegations. President Trump's advisor and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, has until the end of today to hand over more documents to the Senate Judiciary Committee's Russian probe. Online shopping on this Cyber Monday expected to be even bigger than Black Friday's online sales. Scores of people hit the internet in hopes of a big deal. Police patrolling Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills today. That follows a threat of violence against the school. Officials there informed of that threat last night, posted onto Facebook. And so far, there is no evidence that that threat is credible. A suburban woman who killed her disabled daughter in 2015 is dead following an apparent suicide. Police believe Bonnie Liltz took her own life before her body was discovered Saturday. Liltz was scheduled to report to prison today after pleading guilty to involuntary manslaughter in the death of her adult daughter. The driest Thanksgiving weekend in 5 years helped holiday shopping over the long holiday weekend at brick and mortar stores in the Chicago area. John Apt, co-president of Glenview-based Apt Electronics, sales Friday through Sunday for his store were up on average over 14%. Chicago sports, an ugly loss for the Bears to the Eagles, 31-3. The Heat over the Bulls at UC, 100-93. Blackhawks and Ducks meet at the United Center later tonight. The news, a service of Chevrolet. It's the Chevy closeout, and the 2017s are going fast. Find special closeout pricing on many of their most popular 2017 Chevy models. Visit your local Chevy dealer and trade up to a new car, truck, or crossover today. Chevrolet, find new roads. 7:34, we'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
We're about to head into the month of December.
The Joe Walsh Show.
Before you know it, Trump's first year in office will be over. Here's what the scorecard looks like. No wall. Obamacare's still here. We got no real tax reform coming our way. Are you serious? The Republicans in charge of the House and the Senate, that's how we're doing?
The Joe Walsh Show. Weeknights starting at 5. Right after Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas. Great coffee, period.
Have you ever wondered who the second person to discover gravity was? When you're in the mood for a treat, would you go to the second best bakery in town? Or how about the name John Breckenridge? Recognize it? If you don't, that's because he came in second to Abraham Lincoln. The firsts are first for a reason. Just how ID Stronghold was the first to create the technology to protect your credit cards from thieves with RFID chip scanners. ID Stronghold products block signals from those scanners, so thieves can't capture your critical data. Get a stronghold on your personal information and protect your family too. Don't settle for the second best wallet. Pick up ID Stronghold wallets for everyone on your list this holiday season. They're the perfect stocking stuffer, with leather wallets starting as low as $20 on Walmart.com, eBay, Amazon, and QVC. Save 10% by using coupon code GIFT for a limited time. That's coupon code GIFT only on IDStronghold.com. IDStronghold.com.
7:36 and a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. And here is Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. Lakeshore Drive is jammed southbound Irving Park to North Avenue, where a crash just cleared and reopened that on-ramp. Northbound at the 18th Drive to Jackson. Edens from Lake Cook to Montrose is 24 minutes up on 28. Kennedy, 45 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. A little quicker in the locals than the Express, outbound 53 minutes. The Eisenhower's 55-minute drive, 390 to downtown, outbound 50. Stevenson, 48 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 43. Ryan, 26 minutes, 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-State delays from Archer to the Hinsdale Oasis. It's really heavy from the Reagan Tollway to Balmoral, but Adams Tollway stop and go at 2-8 to the Tri-State. Traffic, service of Office Depot, Office Max. You've been taking care of business all year, so let Office Depot, Office Max take care of you. Treat yourself to great deals on tech, furniture, maybe a new laptop, or replace that squeaky chair. You deserve it. Office Depot, Office Max, taking care of business. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Partly sunny, beautiful day ahead, high 54. Currently, we have 37 degrees at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Secure Retirement Radio with host Raj Shah. Sunday mornings at 7 on AM 560, The Answer.
You want more than just the headlines? Find out what's going on and what it means with me, Dennis Prager, this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So, you know, the history of land-grant colleges in this country is an interesting one. I mean, back to the Morrill Acts in the 19th century that gave rise. I mean, a lot of it was to move colleges from just teaching the classes to practical skill instruction in agriculture, science, engineering. It was also to make college more accessible to more families, so you didn't have to be wealthy to attend college, right? Well, that's why this little look-see that we did at PrairieStateWire.com, which is one of my outlets, PrairieStateWire.com, we looked at the number of F1 visa students at Illinois' public colleges and universities. So foreign students who are attending Illinois public colleges and universities. It turns out to be a fairly big number. And this is, by the way, not a discussion like, oh, we shouldn't have foreign students, we shouldn't have F1B visas. That's not the issue. The issue is the percentage. The issue is, are we seeing a crowding out effect at places that are in high demand for middle-income families to send their kids, even higher-income families to send their kids, like U of I, where you can't get in because U of I is focused on F1 visa students number one, paying full freight.
Well, that's how they make their money, right? I mean,
They actually get a good portion of their money from the state, right? I mean, the state provides twice the per pupil support of the national average to our public colleges and universities, significantly higher than the state support for conference peers in, let's say, the Big Ten or the MAC, for that matter, the MVC. I mean, so just let's go through the numbers a little bit. University of Illinois at Springfield, so U of I system, 34% of its total student enrollment are international students.
That's a lot.
U of I, 27%. And then it goes down significantly from there. Chicago State, 13%. UIC, U of I at Chicago, 12%. Governor State, 11%. SIU, 10%. Eastern, 9%. Northern, 9%. Western, 7%. And so on. Overall in the state, there are 25,114 international students out of 189,000 and change that are enrolled. So that's about 13.2%. But at our flagship, our flagship public university is U of I.
Right.
And 27% in Champaign, UIS Springfield, 34%, and UIC, 12%. Do you have a problem with that at all? When Peyton and Eli, if they decide to go to U of I or want to go to U of I, and, you potentially get crowded out by, I don't want to make this like, one foreign student versus one Illinois family, but remember the mission of the land-grant university, and remember who's paying the freight for U of I, significant portion of the freight, well beyond the tuition that you're going to pay for any child in any given 4-year period. I don't care where you're from. Should that provide some prioritization for Illinois families? Isn't that why we have Illinois colleges and universities, to provide some prioritization for those that, meet the academic standards, but are not being crowded out by students from around the world? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. And it's worth noting, Illinois is right there with New Jersey in leading the nation in outmigration of college-bound high school seniors. So we're losing our best and brightest.
I got to tell you, I recently emceed an event with high school seniors, and they told me no one's going to U of I. That's not the cool school to go to, and they cater to foreigners anyway. That's what one student said to me. And I was like, okay. And she said, why? They don't care about us even. They just want to, they care about people from other countries. So it's very strange. And I don't know a lot of people who are still, because normally at this time of year, people tell you, what schools they've applied for, and not one mention of U of I, which, and they've produced wonderful people. Steve Chin invented the Instagram.
Yeah, okay.
The YouTube.
Okay, old lady.
But I'm saying, they've had very established and accomplished alumni from U of I, but it's not the cool place to go, which is...
did you apply to U of I?
No.
No chance to get in. Is that why?
The ink and the pen ran out?
Sure.
During my application process.
Couldn't afford the application fee because you were, a poor mom prospecting.
Let's just say I kept it real, and I went to University of Iowa.
Open enrollment school. Exactly, University of Iowa. And
Michigan State, ASU, which is the Harvard of the West.
There's Harvard of the Sun Belt. Let's not go West. Sun Belt. Yeah. Okay, Phil Mickelson. So here's the thing. It's interesting because of the number of kids that are going to Big Ten schools not named U of I. Now, that can be a choice in part, whatever. It's more fun to be in Madison or
right. U of I, the campus is too spread out, and their sports teams stink.
Yeah, and there's a lot of competition, too. Indiana has a really good business school, for example. But U of I is still a top engineering school in the country.
Yep.
U of I still provides a pretty good college education. To the extent that anybody provides a pretty good college education these days that, aren't named Hillsdale or University of Dallas or something.
And it's still impressive on your resume, I think, to say you graduated from University of Illinois.
Well, and the other thing, too, remember part of college is networking. So it's not just networking among your students, but it's networking among alumni in a lot of U of I alumni in Chicago and in the Midwest, but particularly in Chicago. So in terms of making business connections and that networking, that's a real thing. So is it problematic that such a percentage of the student body are foreign students? Now, I don't know. I don't have a magic number on what the percentage should or shouldn't be. I'm just want to have the discussion because who's paying, what the original mission is, and who is otherwise deriving the benefit, right? Harry in Hawthorne Woods, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, guys. I put 3 kids through school, all out of state. One Clemson, one University of Kentucky, the other University of South Carolina, and one's in med school, University of South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible for kids to, well, it's not impossible, but even with her academic prowess, her 3.85 from Clemson and a relatively high MCAT score, couldn't even get in a med school in Illinois. And thank goodness, because she got in a better school in the University of South Carolina. But if you're, it's because they're taking all these foreign grads. Everybody's from China or India and there's no preference given to Illinois residents here. And unlike many other states, which do give preference to residents
for
a lot of things.
Yeah, that's right.
Illinois is bass backwards on just about everything you can think of.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the call, Harry. Appreciate it. I mean, the thing is, you want it to be a meritocracy. You want our colleges and universities to attract the best and brightest from around the world. You want the best and the brightest from around the world to continue to come to America, which has always been our history. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to make this like about immigration or about the others or anything like that. That's not what this discussion is. The discussion is, should there be a prioritization for people that are paying the freight for a lifetime of residency in Illinois? All else being equal kind of thing. That's the question. And remembering the mission of land-grant universities, which the federal government provided the land for states to be able to, advance the creation of these colleges and universities. Annette in New Lenox.
Good morning.
Morning.
My daughter goes to the University of Alabama. She was the salutatorian at Lincoln Way West. She had a 35 on her ACT.
Wow.
She would not have gotten a dime from any Illinois school. We did not even let her apply. There were 9 kids from her graduating class that went to Alabama because they all get zero tuition, full tuition, anything over a 32 at Alabama. And Alabama is a right-to-work state. Their business there is increasing. Mercedes is expanding their plant there because they're bringing in top students.
Just tell her to stay away from Roy Moore. No, I'm sorry, Annette.
And sorry about
Annette,
the
thanks
loss
for the call.
to Auburn.
Appreciate that. Yeah, right. Well, it's interesting, Annette from New Lenox brings that up because I hear more and more about Alabama and Alabama heavily recruiting in the Midwest to bring.
So is Ole Miss.
To bring students, SEC schools like that, especially Alabama, because they've generated so much cash from their football program. Yeah. That they can do exactly what Annette said, take these high-achieving students and say, come to Alabama and we'll, cover the freight. You're going to Alabama like an athlete, but you're a student, but it's because of your academic. Your academic prowess. It's
other schools. I mean, Ole Miss, too. If you live in Missouri, you can get in-state tuition if you go to Ole Miss. I mean, there's so many different angles that you could take where you can get in-state tuition at other states.
Yeah. But I mean, Annette,
dress up for your football game.
But Annette's example is a good one because she had this salutatorian 35 ACT. So this is obviously both.
You didn't even get a 35 on your ACT.
You don't know what I got on my ACT.
Oh my! Oh yeah, pipe down there, Missy.
Yeah.
I can tell you one thing. I did not get a 35 on my ACT. Now I know that might be hard to process, Dan.
Well,
I didn't.
You did, in the sense that when you took it twice and you combined the scores.
Oh. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Too soon.
No, but so why wouldn't U of I be looking for this the girl from New Lenox, 35 ACT salutatorian at Lincoln Way?
Because she's not Asian.
No, I mean, I don't want to make it like that, but
no, I know. But do you think that they want somebody talented from their own backyard? They're gonna trust me. What they're doing, their enrollment is going to go down.
Well, and here's the other thing that Annette didn't get to, but it's consistent with what she said about U of I not offering her daughter any incentive to come there, despite her academic record. Also, despite and because subsidize colleges and universities at twice the per pupil rate that of the national average, in-state tuition for Illinois families to go to places like U of I and the other schools is significantly higher, like 25 to 50% higher than in-state tuition in the Midwest for families in other Midwestern states to go to their conference peers. So compare U of I to Indiana, compare U of I to Iowa or to Madison, right? And it's the same thing. And NIU, compare that to other MAC teams. Compare Illinois State to other MVC teams, schools, teams. You know what I'm saying? Ralph and Rantoul.
Hey, good morning. I was an undergrad at Purdue, got my chemical engineering degree from there, and we had plenty of foreign students, Asian students. And I remember even as an undergrad, you just kick butt. You kick the Asian students' butts, and then a half an hour later, you're hungry for more winning. But on a more serious
Donald.
On a more serious note, like I teach now as an adjunct. I brought that up a couple times before, and I think there's a different kind of Asian student coming in now. They're the B team students because they really want to get into the prestigious universities in their own countries. Except if it's Harvard, Yale, kind of name, if they're just branded institutions. But more seriously, if our kids graduating high school now can't compete with the rest of the world's B team, we got problems, people.
Yeah, no question about that. No question about that. Thanks for the call, Ralph. And that's part of the discussion too. The percentage of students that are going on to college, which is 1 in 3, rough numbers, and who need remediation. Talk to community college presidents, talk to university presidents, and they will tell you it's a significant percentage of students that require remediation. In other words, the ones going to college and they're not prepared to do college-level work because of what happened at the K through 12 level. Carol and Paxton.
Hi, my comment is I live about 30 miles north of Champaign. They want the foreign students because they pay full rate scholarship or full rate tuition.
Right.
And don't listen to any sob stories coming out of Champaign about how they're short on money. They are awash in money, and you can tell by the various administrative salaries.
No question about that. Yeah, thanks for the call, Carol. No question about that, and we've published the numbers there too. Absolutely. Bob in Buffalo Grove.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
You too.
You kind of addressed my question a few callers back with regards to the tuition. It's now, I think, over $100,000 for in-state tuition. So I know a lot of people are looking out of state.
Yeah,
but they just can't afford it. How can you afford $100,000 for a 4-year degree at an in-state school?
Thanks for the call, Bob. John and Mike in Downers Grove.
Hi, Dan and Amy. I'm an Illinois grad. My wife's an Illinois grad. Both our parents are Illinois grads. We're related to a former U of I president. Both my kids went out of state. Despite the fact my son did qualify for a free ride in Illinois, you can get better deals if you're a quality student and shop elsewhere. Okay, so in other words, and you can get a better deal with grant money if you're good and you want to go to private schools, if your goal is not coming out of school with a whole bunch of money and getting a quality degree.
Whole bunch of debt.
Where did your son end up going?
My son went to Princeton for undergrad and MIT for a PhD. My daughter went to DePaul with
I don't mean to brag, but yeah.
Huh?
Where did your other
MIT, and then where'd your daughter go?
Hey, I'm a moron. I went to U of I, I mean, it's not Iowa, but,
Skipped a generation. Yeah.
Where did your daughter go? DePaul, did you say?
DePaul.
With a W in Greencastle.
Oh,
Greencastle, DePaul. Okay.
Oh, and then where'd she go to get her PhD in nuclear physics?
She's more of a normal bright kid, so she's working. Oh, and now they're both currently working in Chicago, though. As much as I tried to tell them to stay the hell out of here.
Well,
maybe they want to spend time with their parents, huh?
Well, yeah, who would?
Exactly.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Didn't want Didn't want there was no deal at U of I, so my kid went to Princeton and MIT instead. Oh my gosh.
It's what Chicago is talking about. It's Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560. The Answer.
You are about to hear from Dr. Douglas Howard.
After 20 years and tens of thousands of success stories, Balance of Nature is still the only pure whole food supplement available. Balance of Nature has served more than 500 million servings of fruits and vegetables. Don't accept imitations, copies, or substitutions. Our success stories are unique to Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies. You'll know you have the real thing when you open the bottles and see, smell, and taste real produce.
It is worth every penny I pay because they really have made such a difference in my life. It is making me feel a whole lot better.
Even my doctor thought it was a good product.
Take Dr. Howard's Health Challenge and find out how to get 2 free sets of fruits and veggies. We'll even ship them to you for free. Call now for details.
Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
What if you could enjoy total peace of mind when it comes to home security? What if the best technology came from a local company who puts the customer's needs first? Alarm Detection Systems is the right choice for an alarm system with complete control from your phone or tablet. Know when your children arrive home from school. View live streaming video. Check up on your pets. Receive alerts for extreme temperatures. Know if leaks or floods have been detected. Get real-time text alerts sent to your phone. Family-owned and operated since 1968, Alarm Detection Systems understands that nothing is more important than the safety of your family. Your security system will be monitored by our central station in Aurora, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alarm Detection Systems is an authorized Honeywell equipment dealer. Our on-site security consultation is always free. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6322. That's 630-844-6322. Alarm license number 127000143.
My name is David Hochberg, Vice President Lending at Pearl Mortgage. If you're looking to secure financing on a new home or refinance your existing home, give me a call. According to creditcard.com, cardholders in Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, and Michigan are carrying over $33,000 of debt on their credit cards. The Federal Reserve recently increased the interest rates 1/4 point, which according to credit enhancement expert Gary Novell, will increase the average credit card holder's interest payments $825 a year. The good news is home values have rebounded, so now is an excellent time to use your home's equity to eliminate your stress, pay off credit card debt, and lower your monthly payments. To see if you can use your home's equity to pay off your debt, give me a call now at 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. I've helped thousands of AM560 listeners, but I can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois Residential Mortgage License 4358 and MLS 19186.
AM560, The Answer.
So you think that Meghan Markle looks like Kate Middleton?
I think she's a B rating, like a B version of her.
Do you think they wife swap the
No,
royal family?
Wow, I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Well, I want you to think about that while I tell you about our Food for the Poor campaign 2017, where we're aiming to provide food for a year and water for life for 3,000 children in Haiti and Guatemala who face life-threatening poverty.
And we're hoping to, again, reach our goal to feed 3,000 people, not only in Haiti and in Guatemala, but people in the Caribbean, children who have been devastated by the recent hurricanes. We're asking for a one-time donation of $50. 95% of that goes directly to the children. Here's what you do. Call 844-862-4673. So 844-862-HOPE, or you go to 560theanswer.com. Search for the keyword food. And again, $50 will provide food for a year and water for life for a child in need.
Also, our business benefactor program, 40 60-second commercials that run Monday to Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. on these airwaves with a $2,500 one-time tax-deductible donation. You want to participate in the business benefactor program, and you do. Then call Michael Mann, that's our general sales manager. You can call him directly at 847-871-1527. Again, 847-871-1527. Michael Mann, our general sales manager, to get enrolled in the Business Benefactor Program.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer,
we shall talk to Noah Rothman about the tax plan and whether it shall exit the Senate this week. That's at 8:08.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Threats made against Hillcrest High School. Police are on the scene this morning. A suburban woman who killed her disabled daughter has been found dead. Fire destroys 2 businesses in Midlothian. Jeannie Ives filing paperwork for governor this week. Eagles pound the Bears while the Heat put down the Bulls. WIND Chicago News Time, 8 o'clock.
He's called the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau a joke. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
A wonderful example of how a bureaucracy will function if it has no accountability to anybody.
But now Mick Mulvaney is in charge of the Bureau, or is he? There's a court fight over that job. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
Calling herself the rightful acting director of the Bureau, Leandra English is seeking a judgment and a temporary restraining order to prevent Mulvaney from becoming interim CFPB chief. English wants a federal court to decide that the Federal Vacancies Reform Act doesn't control the appointment of a temporary CFPB director and to block any temporary Trump appointment. The Justice Department argues the vacancy law gives President Trump the power to appoint an acting director of the CFPB, which is an independent agency created after the financial crisis. Dave?
John, the Senate's back today, including Democrat Al Franken.
This whole thing has been embarrassing.
Accused by 4 women of inappropriate touching or kissing. Franklin tells Minnesota Public Radio he's taking responsibility, apologizing. John Conyers is stepping aside as the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee amid sexual harassment allegations from female staffers, which Conyers denies, though he paid a settlement to 1. She won't be a queen, but an American is going to be a British princess. Fox's Simon Owen live in London.
Dave, actress Meghan Markle, star of the TV legal drama Suits, is engaged to Britain's Prince Harry, the youngest son of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. The wedding set for next spring. The royals saying Harry informed the Queen before the announcement was made and that he's also received the blessing of Markle's parents. She is set to become the first American to marry into the British royal family in more than 80 years. Dave?
Simon, a lot of Americans are returning to work. Many will sneak in some shopping on this Cyber Monday. Adobe Analytics expect us to spend $6.6 billion online today. Fox News, fair and balanced.
34 degrees at O'Hare officially this morning at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Police patrolling Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills following a threat of violence against the school. School officials say they were informed last night of a threat posted onto Facebook. So far, there's no evidence that threat is credible. Federal reviews begin this week to study the impact of the Obama Presidential Center on Chicago's Jackson Park. Illinois Governor Bruce Rauner could officially get a Republican challenger this week. State Representative Jeannie Ives saying yesterday she plans to file her paperwork and has nearly 3 times the number of signatures that she needs to make the March ballot. A suburban woman who killed her disabled daughter in 2015 is dead following an apparent suicide. Police believe Bonnie Liltz took her own life before her body was discovered Saturday night inside her Schaumburg apartment, the same home where she gave her 28-year-old daughter a deadly dose of medication more than 2 years ago. Liltz was scheduled to report to prison today after pleading guilty to involuntary manslaughter. Charges are pending against a driver involved in a deadly hit-and-run crash in Antioch. Authorities say an Arizona woman died after her vehicle was rear-ended by another vehicle early yesterday near Route 59 and Grass Lake Road. That other driver ran from the scene but was later arrested at a nearby home. Chicago sports found the Bears in an ugly loss to the Eagles, 31-3. Heat over the Bulls, 100-93. And the Blackhawks take on the Ducks tonight at the United Center. The news, a service of Accountemps. Business needs can change in an instant, from increased workload like year-end projects to staff absences over the holidays. Accountemps can help by providing accounting and finance professionals on a temporary or project basis whenever and wherever you need them. Call today. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. 8:04, time for the AM 560 Business Beat from the Fox Business Network, a service of Turnkey.pro. Here's Tara Lynn Wagner.
From the Fox Business Network, shoppers expected to spend a record $6.6 billion on this Cyber Monday, and a lot of that shopping expected to be on our phones and tablets. This year, web traffic from mobile devices expected to top desktop computers for the first time. And of course, if you're planning on cyber shopping today or any day, be aware of scams. Don't click on ads or links sent to you in an email. Check the domain name to make sure it's the actual site and not a lookalike. And don't shop over public Wi-Fi, where it's easy for cyber criminals to nab your personal information. LL Bean says it's in the midst of another record-breaking year for sales of its iconic duck boot. And don't worry, they say they have plenty to meet the holiday demand. A company spokeswoman says the company projects to sell about 750,000 of them this year. The Dow closed up 31 points on Friday. The Nasdaq was up 21 points, and the S&P 500 closed at a record high of 2602. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Tara Lynn Wagner.
8:05 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
If you're young and healthy, you don't need life insurance, right? Yeah, that's what I used to think too, until my brother died at 38. Joe left his wife with 2 kids, a mortgage, and a stack of bills she couldn't pay. Mary had to sell the house and move everybody into this tiny 2-bedroom apartment just to make ends meet. I never want to do that to my wife, so I got life insurance. I called AIG Direct and was really surprised how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. Listen, if you have a family, you should seriously think about getting life insurance. You'll feel a lot better having it, trust me.
Call AIG Direct for a free, no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you could save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-600-1194. That's 1-800-600-1194. 1-800-600-1194.
When it comes to the holidays, the hustle and bustle doesn't stop. Well, unless your car breaks down. Whatever this season brings, it helps to have Hum by Verizon. Hum is the connected car system that assists and empowers drivers. Now you can check your car's health from your phone, get help if you're stuck on the side of the road, and if Hum detects a crash, it can automatically notify emergency services. It's a smart way to stay informed about your car and keep your family safer on the road. This holiday season, get Hum and get where you're going. Visit hum.com or your local Verizon store for special holiday savings.
Life happens. With ADT, you can feel safe with an ADT starter kit professionally installed for only $49. Call today and install an ADT starter kit that includes security panel, keypad, key fob, entry and motion sensors, and for a limited time, get a camera included and installed at no additional cost. That's a $449 value installed for just $49.
Requires 36-month monitoring contract, QSB, and EasyPay. Activation and early term fees may apply. Certain marks excluded. License available at ADT.com, Florida EF001121, Louisiana F1639.
It's 8:07. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. In Elmhurst, West Avenue remains closed. North Avenue and Lake Street, police investigation. We have delays on southbound 53, Gulf Road to Irving Park, where there's a crash. This has eastbound 390 backed up, Plum Grove to 290. Tri-state delays are northbound. Actually, southbound as well now. We have a delay from the Adams Tollway to Lawrence. And northbound, it's also heavy in that area, very heavy. Reagan Tollway most of the way to Balmoral. Some airport traffic mixed in. Farther south, northbound 294. It's tight from Archer to the Hinsdale Oasis. The Adams Tollway stop and go 2-way to the Tri-State. Aiden's 21 minutes, like Cook to the junction, outbound 33. Kennedy, 59 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Quicker in the Express, outbound 37. Eisenhower, an hour and 3 minutes from 390 to downtown, outbound 41 minutes. Stevenson, 55 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 40. Ryan is 28 minutes, 95 to downtown. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast with our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Today, partly sunny, high 54. Tonight, clear, breezy, and mild, low 49. Breezy and mild tomorrow with some sunshine giving way to clouds, touch of rain for the afternoon, and a shower in the area for the evening, high 56. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
Currently 34 at O'Hare, 39 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update, 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Republicans, they have a bit of a marketing problem with respect to moving tax reform, at least with some of the recalcitrant Republican senators. We got a good email from Bill the accountant. Simplify this for us, as accountants are wont to do. 3 points that Republicans should be selling, playing the winners and losers game, you know, the $50,000 household versus the $100,000 versus the $500,000 versus the $1.5 million. Don't play that game. Instead, he argues 3 things. Point out that 80% of the D.C. swamp and all of the consultant lobbyist class related to the tax code. Tax simplification reduces big government. Selling point 1. Corporate tax rate reduction and change to a territorial system increases U.S. global business competitiveness. 3% growth is needed to grow out of debt burden, at least. But it certainly pays for, quote unquote, pays for what has been proposed in both the House and the Senate. So it does 3% GDP growth. And point 3, current complex tax system makes us all government dependent. Must simplify to make voters think. Tax subsidies, the carve-outs, the loopholes, hide real cost of things like health care. So arguing in part the health expense deduction that's removed from the House plan. It's included in the Senate plan. I like that. I think that's right. I think that is, and particularly the first point, 80% of the professional political class in D.C. Gravitates around the tax code. That's where the goodies are, the carve-outs and the special deals. Tax simplification reduces big government. I like that. I think that's a good starting point. Well, we'll see if our friend Noah Rothman likes it from a marketing perspective, as well as we'll discuss the substance of the competing plans. Noah Rothman, he is associate editor for Commentary Magazine. Noah, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So what about that? Is our friend Bill the accountant right that the GOP has a bit of a marketing program and a problem, and they should stop playing the here's who wins and here's who loses at certain income levels, certain family profiles, and focus on sort of first principles like tax simplification, reducing big government?
Yeah, I like all of that. And I think a lot of it has to do, with the exception of his third point, points 1 and 2, have everything to do with the corporate tax code reform, which is in this bill. And the individual rates are largely window dressing for what is essentially a corporate tax code reform plan. And it accomplishes just about everything that your emailer discussed. And I don't hear Republicans talking very much, if at all, about the corporate tax rates. I said on last week, perhaps it's changed, since the Thanksgiving. I haven't really been paying attention to the news, but as of Wednesday, the only people really making the case for the corporate tax code reform plan were in the Wall Street Journal editorial board, and they were doing so unapologetically and compellingly. But I don't hear Republicans making that case. I hear them talking about individual race and households, families, and all that stuff is really sort of minor compared to what they're trying to achieve, which is to reform the tax code, which even Democrats will get on board with if you pin them up against a wall and say, are you in favor of reducing these rates and repatriating capital and making it easier for intellectual property to stay in the United States, not housing capital overseas, for example. All this stuff is stuff that achieves bipartisan consensus. And I'm not sure why Republicans really aren't doing that. Maybe it's sexier to talk about individual rates. I don't know. Maybe they're afraid that their image as a corporatist party is going to sabotage this thing. Whatever it is, it strikes me as flawed.
Well, they're supposed to or scheduled to leave for the holidays on December 15th. That's when the break begins. But do you think this is going to be completed and be a done deal before then?
Oh, man, that's a really tight window. I mean, I've been bearish on the prospects of major legislation passing this Congress in 2018, until 2018, at least since April, when Paul Ryan got off his very ambitious schedule that he set for himself. And the first hurdle when they failed to pass the Affordable Care Act, which was supposed to free up a whole lot of capital to pay for tax code reform, which was supposed to free up more capital to reform the entitlement programs, all these things were supposed to happen sequentially. And when they missed that first part of the sequence, everything was off. So I'm very skeptical that we can. They're going to have to go to conference, I think, on at least the Senate bill, because it's going to be different from a House bill unless the House passes exactly what the Senate passes, and that seems like it's going to be a tough crunch. So, 15 working days is not a lot of working days.
I wonder, in this era of negative partisanship, meaning I hate both sides, but I hate your side more, and that's what animates a lot of people when it comes to voting or just kind of their disposition. If Republicans would be better suited to argue who gets punished under this, as opposed to what the benefits are, rather than focusing on, the $50,000 household income that can fill their return out on a postcard and sees $1,000 in savings, focus on the lobbyists and the senior bank execs and the tech gazillionaires and the corporate lawyers, the working rich who, particularly under the House plan, sort of take a bath on this plan, and if that might be a way to make this more popular.
Yeah, the working rich, by the way, depends on where you are. Part of the reason why people were frustrated with the House plan is because it would alleviate your ability in certain high property tax areas to write off that property tax.
Right.
And so people were in the conservative movement said, you chose to live in Connecticut or New Jersey or California, so you get what you deserve. These are blue states. If you don't like it so much, move. And that's negative partisanship, like you say, and it's a moral corruption because it's not about good policy. It's about sticking it to somebody you don't even know. That used to be exclusive to the liberal left. It was a sort of retributive, vicious, and morally corrupt influence on American politics, and it was one that conservatism transcended. That is no longer the case in a lot of ways, and it's a change I very, very much lament. It's identity politics, and identity politics is corruption. Well,
and so if some are falling prey to identity politics, it seems like there was a Wall Street Journal piece about Theresa May, that the alternative, and perhaps the better option, maybe you would argue, is don't fall for the left's equality gambit, which is just their newspeak synonym for redistribution. Get back to fundamentals, like we want to promote tax policy that is pro-growth, pro-upward mobility, and present a real contrast of policy visions rather than just saying people you hate are going to get stuck by this plan and we're going to take care of people that put Trump over the top.
Yeah, maybe you put it best there in a way that it's become impossible for Republicans to try to sell Republican policy through liberal rhetoric. You can't really appeal to a Republican base by appealing to negative partisanship and to identity politics in the form of sticking it to the guys on the coast to make $100,000, where $100,000 doesn't really get you that far. I don't know. I don't know if they can make this shift because of where the party is at. It's sort of in a populist nationalist mode, and that is very much a negative appeal. It's not high-minded philosophy. It's reactionary, and if we're going to have a reactionary moment, then you're going to have reactionary politics. But the tax code is being written by conservatives in good standing who are policy wonks and who were steeped in the ideology of the Reagan era. I mean, they're not nationalists. They're not populists. So they're appealing to an executive branch that's led by a nationalist and a populist now to sell a very traditional conservative do no harm kind of tax code reform. And these two things are certainly coming into conflict.
I wanted to switch gears and talk to you about Senator Al Franken and Congressman John Conyers. The buzz is, well, obviously they're both want to stay. They're both welcoming ethic investigations. Do you think John Conyers should step down, as some has suggested?
Well, not because of these allegations. He should step down because he's mentally incompetent. His faculties are not with him. And this is an open secret.
Okay.
It's not something that people have been unaware of. He is in the stages of what I could see as, without diagnosing it, as dementia. And as a result, he should step down from Congress. It has nothing to do with these allegations. But I wouldn't call for anybody's job. I don't call for anybody's job. If they feel the pressure is such on them that they feel it is necessary to relieve their fellows of the burden of having to defend them, speaking specifically of Al Franken, then yes, he should withdraw. That's not a decision for me to make. But at the same time, you can see what happened yesterday with Minority Leader Pelosi self-immolating
Yes.
on cable news, resulting in a firestorm of controversy over a public relations event, that this is a very difficult issue for Democrats to navigate without stepping on a landmine and looking very hypocritical. Nancy Pelosi could very well be the Speaker of the House in 14 months. It's not hard to see that happening. And she's essentially surrendered the moral high ground when it comes to sexual harassment. She did so yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean,
don't think she can recover it.
well,
So
but I,
they
but I,
really have some hard decisions to make.
yeah, I mean, but I mean, the news that the left is unbounded by their own hypocrisy doesn't come as a particular surprise.
I don't know if they're going to get away with it like they used to. There's a different sense in the air. There's sort of a little bit of less tolerance for that kind of behavior, particularly when we're in the midst of this big episode of a collective moralizing and coming down, particularly on Republicans, as the party of Trump is the party of Roy Moore. If they're going to maintain that position, they are going to have to maintain some intellectual consistency. And the people who have tried to thread that needle, defending their own while attacking the right, have had a lot of opprobrium heaped on them, duly so. I welcome it, and I think it's very different. It's new, and maybe it won't be the case. Maybe it won't stay that way. But for now, it's a very difficult environment for Democrats to navigate, as Pelosi's experience yesterday demonstrates.
Now, President Trump was asked to be Miss Universe, but he decided that it was too much of a hassle, so he declined and he deferred to Miss South Africa, who won, was crowned yesterday. What do you make of this Time Magazine flap that the president has created, and how do you view instances like this with the president?
Well, I can't speak to the veracity of what he tweeted. I have no insight on how Time does this Person of the Year thing, and I also don't care.
Right.
And I feel like that's sort of something that too few of us really are. We have no choice but to care about what the president says. And when there are instances like this where he wants to litigate his personal popularity and assaults on his dignity as he perceives them, he loves that. I guess it's something he really enjoys seeing himself in the news, whether it's positive or negative coverage. I just find it a distraction, and not in the don't look at the Mueller probe kind of distraction, which is what the left would say, but also just a distraction from governance, which is something Democrats and Republicans are really trying to get to in Congress, and it's proven very difficult.
He is Noah Rothman, associate editor for Commentary Magazine. His most recent piece, Trump, CNN, and the Corruption of Conservatism. Noah, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Plenty of sunshine today, just beautiful, unseasonably warm, a high in the mid to upper 50s. Let's get into our alarm detection systems. Traffic Center now. Here's Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy and Dan. Southbound 53 is bottled up Gulf Road to Irving Park due to a crash. It's causing delays on eastbound 390. Stop and go from Plum Grove 290. Tri-State southbound really heavy from the Adams Tollway to Lawrence, northbound from Archer to the Hinsdale Oasis, and from the Reagan Tollway most of the way to Balmoral. Adams Tollway just a little congested approaching the Kennedy. Reagan Tollway from York to the Tri-State. Veterans Memorial still Boughton most of the way to Roosevelt, and Army Trail to 290. The Edens, 21 minutes Lake Hook to Montrose outbound 29. Kennedy, 58 minutes O'Hare to downtown outbound 33. The Eisenhower looking at an hour from 390 to downtown, 38 minutes from Manheim, outbound 38 to 390. Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 to the drive. And Ryan, 28 minutes, 95th to downtown. Jim Telemonte and the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Looking for that magical holiday gift and not sure where to go? Well, I have the perfect place. Give a gift from Roland's Jewelers and create that magical moment. Buying jewelry is about trust, and Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville is a place you can trust. Roland's is excited to offer AM 560 listeners special savings up to $500, wow, on designer brands like Mickey Moto, John Hardy, Roberto Coin. Save on luxury watches like Tag Heuer and Michelle Shinola. If you're thinking about getting engaged, Roland's has beautiful designer engagement rings that are a direct diamond importer, so you benefit from wholesale prices on perfectly cut loose diamonds. Visit Roland's Jewelers in downtown Libertyville, and as an AM 560 listener, save up to $500 this holiday season. Visit RolandsJewelers.com. That's RolandJewelers.com. Or call 847-918-7300. Trust Roland's for all your magical gift giving this holiday season. Roland's Jewelers, a family-owned jeweler you can trust.
Chicago homeowners, there's never been a better time to permanently fix your low water pressure, rusty water, and pipe leaks by repiping your home today. Repipe Specialist has been serving Chicago for many years, collectively repiping over 35,000 homes in their 25 years in business. They've built a reputation on offering the most efficient repipe process for seamless installation and customer convenience, repiping an entire home in just 1 to 2 days, patching your walls, and providing a lifetime guarantee. Repipe Specialist only uses the best repiping materials with USA Grade L copper or high-quality PEX pipes. For a limited time, take advantage of their most affordable offer. Right now, on approved credit, prices start as low as $99 per month. That's right, a quality home repipe, wall patching, a lifetime guarantee, and prices starting at just $99 per month. They'll provide a free in-home estimate explaining their process tailored for your home. So call Repipe Specialist today for your free in-home estimate at 800-216-0130. That's 800-216-0130. 800-216-0130.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity, sponsored by Upstream-Ideas.com. America's strength is that she's a free nation. Our weakness is we've stopped defending the foundations of our freedom. Non-behavioral characteristics like race and religion take precedence over shared beliefs as it relates to who is granted entrance to America, to the extent permission is required at all. This in spite of the fact that there is plenty of identity diversity that occurs naturally within a global population that shares a common commitment to peaceful pluralism. The temperature in K-12 is approaching Fahrenheit 451 as school districts move to ban literary masterworks like To Kill a Mockingbird because the language may offend. A recent survey of college undergrads finds 1 in 5 believes violence is acceptable to silence someone who makes a hurtful statement. Private property is seized by the state if you refuse to participate in events that violate your religious beliefs. You make too little, you make too much. You don't pay enough, you didn't build that. You need not apply. You must check your privilege. You must use these pronouns. You can't use those words. As Thomas Paine wrote, what we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. It is dearness only that gives everything its value. If we continue to acquiesce to those who would cheapen our freedoms, we will all pay dearly. Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Gina Labus, President and CEO of Mid-States Glass and Metal and a customer of Signature Bank since 2011. As we expanded our business into all aspects of the glass and metal industry, we needed a bank who could grow along with us. That's when we met Mick O'Rourke, co-founder of Signature Bank. Mick and his team took the time to understand the ebbs and flows of our business. They worked with us to find a solution that would support our growth. Mid-States Glass and Metal is proud to work with Signature Bank because they support Chicagoland women-owned businesses like mine.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The war on depression is over.
You win.
Depression, with all the drugs and side effects, the endless counseling, the frustration with life and relationships.
The war is over. You win.
In a few short weeks, your life will change.
It's TMS therapy.
Over 1 million people have been treated, and the results are nothing short of outstanding. It's FDA cleared. It's covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross Blue Shield and Medicare.
Most drugs and other treatments just mask the depression.
TMS treats the cause, so you can win the war with your depression. Remission or cure.
Depression gone.
Get a free consultation at one of the HPR centers in Chicagoland and Wisconsin. Ask questions.
For you or someone you love, safe, revolutionary, effective treatment for depression.
Let depression recovery begin. HPR centers.
800-604-0208. 800-604-0208.
Go to endmydepression.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Oh, hey, we're on. This thing's on. Hello, hello. Once again, we are beginning today our annual Food for the Poor campaign, and our goal this year is to provide water for life, food for a year for 3,000 children in Haiti and in Guatemala, and of course in the Caribbean, where they've been just devastated by hurricanes. One $50 donation will give them what they need: water for life, food for a year. The number you call is 862-4673. That's 844-862-4673. And if all you can give is $10, $20, that's fine. Any donation will be greatly appreciated.
And then we also have our Business Benefactor Program again this year. This is the offering of a $2,500 tax-deductible donation that the owner, operator, entrepreneurs out there can make, and to Food for the Poor, of course. And you receive 40 60-second commercials that run Monday to Friday, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. on these airwaves for a business that wants to be involved in this program. Here's what you do. You call our general sales manager, Michael Mann. Call him directly at 847-871-1527. Again, 847-871-1527. Our general sales manager, Michael Mann, can help you get enrolled in the Business Benefactor Program. And as our thanks for your participation, 40 60-second commercials that run Monday to Friday on our airwaves.
It's the best deal in Chicago radio. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer, Cheryl Atkinson's going to join us. And later, motorboarding. Oh, yeah.
Branson style.
Yeah. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
President Trump back in Washington, D.C. this morning, tweeting. After spending Thanksgiving in Florida, he has a busy week ahead with tax reform at the top of the list. Senator John Thune of South Dakota says the tax bill that's presently passed one Senate committee is not the final bill yet.
We're going to have an open process on the floor of the United States Senate where people can offer amendments. So there'll be plenty of opportunities to change the bill in the direction that some of our senators want to see.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin says he is already a no vote. Two Democratic leaders accused of sexual misconduct returning to work this week. Senator Al Franken of Minnesota speaking out yesterday, saying he's embarrassed and ashamed. Meantime, embattled Congressman John Conyers is stepping aside as the ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee for the Democrats amid his own sexual abuse allegations. Online shopping this Cyber Monday expected to be even bigger than Black Friday's brick and mortar sales. Today's scores of people hitting the internet, scoring that big digital deal. Police are patrolling Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills today following a threat of violence against the school. School officials say they were informed last night of a threat posted onto Facebook. Right now, there is no evidence that that threat is credible. Illinois Republican Governor Bruce Rauner could get a Republican challenger. State Representative Jeannie Ives yesterday saying she plans to file her paperwork in her run for governor sometime this week. Ives says conservative voters in the state need an alternative to Governor Rauner. An ugly loss for the Bears to the Eagles, 31-3. Heat rebound from an early struggle in the first quarter and put on some offensive fireworks in a win over the Bulls, 100-93. Blackhawks and Ducks will meet on the ice at the UC later on tonight. The news, a service of Office Depot and Office Max. You've been taking care of business all year, so let Office Depot Office Max take care of you. Treat yourself to great deals on tech and furniture, like maybe a new laptop or replace that squeaky chair. You deserve it. Office Depot Office Max, taking care of business. 8:32. And a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Come to Cabela's Great Outdoor Days with special events and giveaways, plus doorbusters for 5 hours only, starting 8 a.m. Saturday, August 12th. Shop in-store and at Cabela's.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I do feel better, and my MS, I used to be right-handed, and now all my fine motor skills are gone. I can't write, and I cannot use knives. I can't, cut and cook. So then I got my husband's Balance of Nature books out, and I'm like, oh my God, all the food that I'm supposed to be eating is stuff that's in these pills. So it's easier for me to take a pill because I can't chop up some things, and I can't, I just can't do that for myself. That's why I started doing this too, and I do have more energy that's working and helping me.
What are you waiting for? Good health is only a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code Chicago.
Message and data rates may apply.
What's the scariest thing about going to the dentist? Opening your mouth or opening your wallet? Because just a simple cleaning can cost $100, and things like root canals can cost you hundreds more. If you don't have dental insurance to help, text COVER to 33123 for a free information kit from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps pay for checkups right away, so you can call today and get your teeth cleaned tomorrow. Plus, it helps cover the more expensive procedures you might need down the road. Fillings, crowns, bridges, even costly dentures. There's no deductible and no annual maximum. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. There are no networks, so you can choose any dentist you'd like. That's right, any dentist you want. Text COVER to 33123 for a free information kit with all the details. That's COVER to 33123. Again, text COVER to 33123.
8:35. Let's get an update on the roads. We do that in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Thanks, Mike. 53 southbound traffic is slow from Rand Road to Kirchhoff, and then from Gulf to Irving Park, where there's a crash. It's causing a backup on eastbound 390, Plum Grove to 53, 390. Southbound Tri-State, it's heavy from the Adams toward Lawrence. Northbound from the Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, and in pockets from the Reagan Tollway to Balmoral. The Adams Tollway is okay. Reagan Tollway just a bit tight York to the Tri-State. Northbound Veterans Memorial from 63rd to the Reagan Tollway and Army Trail to 290. Eden's 20 minutes, like Cook to Montrose, outbound 26. Kennedy, 58 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 34 from Montrose, 27 on the Express. Outbound 33 to the airport. The Eisenhower, 55 minutes, 390 to downtown. 38 from Manheim. Outbound 38 to 390. Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound, just a 1-minute delay, Kedzie to Pulaski. Ryan is 32 minutes, 95th to downtown. Bishop Ford still heavy. Delay starting at 115th, 38 minutes, 8094 to the merge. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. Partly sunny, beautiful day ahead, high of 54. Clear, breezy, and mild, low 49 overnight. Currently, we have 37 at O'Hare and 40 along Chicago's lakefront. Your next news update is at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas, best beans, best roast, best coffee.
Let freedom ring this afternoon at 2 with Sean Hannity. Right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy, and Al Franken's back, and John Conyers may be on his way out, Amy.
Oh, yeah. Al Franken sat down yesterday with only local reporters from Minneapolis after he's been hiding out for 10 days, saying that, he's sorry, but he is going to continue to go to work.
I can't say that hasn't happened. I take thousands and thousands of pictures. We sometimes in crowded and chaotic situations. I can't say I haven't done that, and I am very sorry if these women experience that.
So he's saying that he can't say whether or not he's touched women's butts when they pose for pictures. He doesn't remember touching that one woman's butt talks, but he can't say whether or not it's happened before.
You take thousands of pictures. You can't keep track of everyone you grope and everyone you don't grope. I mean, who can keep track of all that?
Body parts are in different places on different people, Dan.
There's no question about it. It's a real conundrum that Senator Franken finds himself in, as does John Conyers. Now, it's interesting. We just talked to Noah Rothman from Commentary. He suggests Conyers should step down because, and I didn't realize this, because he's got, he believes he's losing his faculties, like he's got early onset. Not so early. He's
got his dementia.
Old man, but he's got dementia.
And has had it for years, and people are protecting him.
Well, protecting him over the weekend on the Sunday Talkies was Nancy Pelosi, the iconic John Conyers. She told Chuck Todd on Meet the Press.
You said there's now a zero tolerance.
Yes.
John Conyers, what does that mean for him now?
Let's say
in or out?
We are strengthened by due process. Mm-hmm. Just because someone is accused. And was it one accusation? Is it two? I think there has to be. John Conyers is an icon in our country. He's done a great deal to protect women, Violence Against Women Act, which the right wing is now quoting me as praising him for his work on that, and he did great work on that. But the fact is, as John reviews his case, which he knows, which I don't, I believe he will I believe that he will. Excuse me, may I finish my sentence? Sure. That he will do the right thing.
And is the right thing what? Resign?
He will do the right thing in terms of what he knows about his situation, that he's entitled to due process, but women are entitled to due process as well.
But he got it. He took advantage of a situation where he had the rules of Congress, and I know you guys want to change these rules, but he got to hide his settlement. He got to, his accusers had to go through all sorts of craziness. So why is he entitled to new due process in this case?
No, we are talking about what we have heard. I've asked the Ethics Committee to review that. Yeah. He has said he'd be open. It will cooperate.
Do you believe
with
the
any
accusers?
Review. Excuse me?
Do you believe John Conyers' accusers?
I don't know who they are. Do you? They have not really come forward. And that gets
so
to
you don't know if you believe the accusations?
Well, that's for the Ethics Committee to review. But I believe he understands what is at stake here, and he will do the right thing.
Yeah. When political interests run into your erstwhile feminism, right? Representative Pelosi. Yeah. By the way, there's a celebrity perv apology generator. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
This could also be used by members of Congress.
Celebrity perv apology? What is it?
Celebrity perv apology generator. It's a widget that some people created. Rob Sheridan, Scott McCaughey, Dana Schwartz. For example, this should be laminated in like a wallet-sized card that members of Congress, the D.C. press corps, and Hollywood could carry around with them. I'll give you an example. Here's how you apologize. Sort of like what you heard from Franken. If some of these women experienced something that they didn't enjoy, I'm sorry for that. As someone who grew up in a different era, harassment is completely unacceptable, especially when people find out about it. At the time, I believed that my sociopathic manipulation of the 22-year-old in my office was consensual, and of course now I realize my behavior was wrong. In conclusion, I will not change anything about my actions or behavior. Pretty good. There's some good ones there. There's some specific for the Golden Globes parties. And,
okay.
Yeah, it's very good, very creative. All right, for more on this topic of a serious nature, we're pleased to be joined by our friend Sharyl Attkisson, an investigative journalist, author of The Smear, How Shady Political Operatives and Fake News Control What You See, What You Think, and How You Vote. Sharyl, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So you penned a piece for The Hill, how the sex abuse allegations, some of which we were just talking about there with respect to Franken and Conyers, but many others, exposed the media's hypocrisy on Trump. Explain your contention.
Well, that headline was picked, of course, by The Hill. You know, we don't write our own headlines.
Right.
And that was their takeaway. My takeaway, sort of my intention was, how are certain people in our profession being promoted and hired in the first place when there are widely known things about them? What does our profession value, even as we're writing about the shortfalls of important political figures, for example, what's happening in our own house? And I highlight the case of the New York Times reporter Glenn Thrush, who's under investigation for misconduct allegations. And before the New York Times hired Glenn Thrush, they already knew from WikiLeaks documents that he had pre-approved improperly, in my view, and unethically, pre-approved stories with Hillary's campaign manager and done things like that, called himself a hack in internal emails, jokingly but only half-jokingly. And yet this is a guy that they thought was fit to hire at the New York Times to promote from Politico to report fairly and impartially on the president. And the things that he's written about the president are very similar, as you see in my article, to the things that he's being accused of. So it's just a question I wanted to raise about our profession.
As a journalist and someone who's worked in several newsrooms, have you ever experienced sexual harassment?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, by what we're defining today as sexual harassment, I think when I talk with my friends, you wonder where to begin in that discussion, because constantly. But I would say it didn't hurt me in terms of, I think women learn how to kind of deal with it, handle it, get around it, move on, so that it doesn't hurt their careers. And I think I come from a time, I'm 56 years old, when I'll just tell you one quick story. I don't think I put this in any of my books. Who cares? But my first job, and I was 20, whatever, early 20s, 21 or so, the general manager who I think is deceased now, by the way, but this was down in Florida, called me in and told me he heard I was getting married, and he threw $40 down on the table and told me to buy a wedding present for myself. And I thought, okay. And I picked up the cash, and he said, buy yourself a bikini. And he chuckled. And then he says, take a picture of yourself in it, bring it back to me. Show me the picture. And I remember going home and telling my fiancé, my husband now, do you think he's serious? My husband was like, yes, he's serious. Obviously don't do it. But it was just awkward. I mean, from awkward to then one other quick one in Orlando, interviewing for a job, the assistant news director, when they were going to hire me as a producer. And I said, well, will I have the next opening as a reporter, which is what I really wanted to be. And he pointed out to the newsroom and said, see that girl there? And I said, yeah. He said, you know how bad she wants to be a reporter? She would lay down on this desk and let me F her right now. When he used the word.
Yeah.
And again, I'm like, why is he saying this to me? He also invited me to spend the night at his house, and I kept saying, I only live an hour away. I can drive. And, just things like that are commonplace, I think, in our industry.
Going back to the media, sticking with the media, I guess I should say, and particularly someone, that's a couple of generations ahead of you, but Charlie Rose. This may be the biggest name to fall so far, and again, we find out when one woman comes forward and sort of breaks the seal, and then people follow. But a lot of people protected Charlie Rose. Is that fair? Or were intimidated by Charlie Rose? I mean, part of this is trying to figure out where the lines are of culpability, isn't it? If you're an enabler or a protector, or you just kind of legitimately describe yourself as being intimidated and not wanting to have your career suffer as a result of stepping in when somebody's acting inappropriately.
When everybody around you so admires somebody as they do or did Charlie Rose, and speaks of him so highly, while under their breath saying, with a chuckle, what a partier he is. I never heard, by the way, these allegations about him with women or with unwanted advances with women. I heard he stays up all night, he parties like a 20-year-old, and chuckle. And are you going to be the one if something does happen to you, again, in your profession that everybody looks at because you said something bad about the fun guy on the block that everybody likes? And this is, I would say it's not terribly uncommon. Again, there's way more things I've heard, and I think, as other people say, shoes that will fall because it's just so incredibly common. And I'm not talking about rape. I'm talking about improper and perhaps unethical activity. And I think there are distinctions between all of these things. But in our industry, these sort of unwanted advances and pressure and that sort of thing, I think, is exceedingly common.
All right, Sharyl Attkisson. She is, of course, a celebrated investigative reporter, journalist. The book, The Smear, How Shady Political Operatives and Fake News Control What You See, What You Think, and How You Vote. Sharyl, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for sharing your stories. And she joined us on our Turnkey.pro answer line.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
And she's worn a one-piece ever since.
Don't go boating with Richard Branson, Sharyl.
Oh.
Should have warned her.
Yes, we'll explain that. But first, here's your forecast. Just a great day to get out and hang some festive holiday lights if you haven't done so, or go play golf, Dan. It's going to be sunny today, gorgeous day, a high in the mid to upper 50s. And then tonight, clear, mild, a low of 49. And tomorrow, it's going to be breezy, mild with some sun, then a touch of afternoon rain, a high of 56 degrees. Let's get into our Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Amy and Dan, big delays on Metro's BNSF line. Trains coming into downtown are stopped near Congress Park due to what's being termed emergency track repairs. Edens runs just 20 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 23. Kennedy is an hour from O'Hare to downtown. 42 minutes from Montrose, 31 of the Express, outbound 29 to the airport. Eisenhower, 52 minutes, 390 to downtown, outbound it's 35. Stevenson, 56 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound now clear. Ryan, 31 minutes, 95th to the Loop, southbound Lakeshore Drive, heavy Foster to North Avenue, northbound from the Stevenson to Jackson, Southbound Tri-State slow from the Adams Tollway to Lawrence. Northbound Plainfield Road to 31st. From Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. And the Bensenville Bridge to Balmoral. Reagan Tollway Yackley to 53. Got a crash there in the two left lanes. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
This holiday season, make the smart choice and switch to Sprint and get a new Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, Note 8, or S8 Active with 50% off your lease. That's right, the hottest Samsung devices 50% off. Plus, with Galaxy Forever, you can upgrade to the latest Galaxy anytime after 12 lease payments. And when you switch to Sprint, you get the best price for unlimited. $25 per month per line for a family of 4, plus get a 5th line free. That's 50% off Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. You also get 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot in HD, so you can stream your favorite holiday movies, music, and games. So stop by your local Sprint store, sprint.com/holiday deals, or call 1-800-SPRINT1 to learn more.
Requires 18-month lease and new line savings via monthly credit applied within 2 bills. Early termination results in remaining balance due after 1/31/19. Pay $38 a line per month with autopay. Excludes taxes, surcharges, and roaming. Compared to Verizon Beyond Unlimited rates, AT&T Unlimited Plus plan, and T-Mobile One Plus plan for 5 lines. Carrier features differ. Coverage and offer not everywhere. Subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Speed maximums, use rules, and restrictions apply.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies.
I'm doing great. I'm loving the balance of nature. I don't know, my hair feels fuller. I think my skin looks nicer. I do see like improvement, and I'm a very energetic person. Even with type 2 diabetes and everything, I always feel pretty good. So this is really, I think I even have more energy on this, which is great. You know, some products are, you know, just phony products, and they just tell you. But the people from Balance of Nature, when you hear, like I listen to the radio show so many times, and I'm like, what am I waiting for? Like, I should just try it.
What are you waiting for? Good health is only a phone call away. Don't miss your opportunity to get a free month's supply of Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com.
Use promo code CHICAGO.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Policy Institute, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com. Chicago homeowners, there's never been a better time to permanently fix your low water pressure, rusty water, and pipe leaks by repiping your home today. Repipe Specialist has been serving Chicago for many years, collectively repiping over 35,000 homes in their 25 years in business. They've built a reputation on offering the most efficient repipe process for seamless installation and customer convenience, repiping an entire home in just 1 to 2 days, patching your walls, and providing a lifetime guarantee. Repipe Specialist only uses the best repiping materials with USA Grade L copper or high-quality PEX pipes. For a limited time, take advantage of their most affordable offer. Right now, on approved credit, prices start as low as $99 per month. That's right, a quality home repipe, wall patching, a lifetime guarantee, and prices starting at just $99 per month. They'll provide a free in-home estimate explaining their process tailored for your home. So, call Repipe Specialist today for your free in-home estimate at 800-216-0130. That's 800-216-0130. 800-216-0130.
This holiday season, make the smart choice and switch to Sprint and get a new Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, Note 8, or S8 Active with 50% off your lease. That's right, the hottest Samsung devices 50% off. Plus, with Galaxy Forever, you can upgrade to the latest Galaxy anytime after 12 lease payments. And when you switch to Sprint, you get the best price for unlimited. $25 per month per line for a family of 4, plus get a 5th line free. That's 50% off Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. You also get 10 gigabytes of mobile hotspot in HD, so you can stream your favorite holiday movies, music, and games. So stop by your local Sprint store, sprint.com/holiday deals, or call 1-800-SPRINT1 to learn more.
Requires 18-month lease and new line savings via monthly credit applied within 2 bills. Early termination results in remaining balance due after 1/31/19. Pay $38 a line per month with autopay. Excludes taxes, surcharges, and roaming. Compared to Verizon Beyond Unlimited rates, AT&T Unlimited Plus plan, and T-Mobile One Plus plan for 5 lines. Carrier features differ. Coverage and offer not everywhere. Subject to credit and $30 activation fee. Speed maximums, use rules, and restrictions apply.
Men, as you mature, hair starts showing up in the strangest places. Is your caveman brow becoming more noticeable? Hair growing out of your ears and nose? Annoying, isn't it? Or maybe you feel like the wolf man. Did you know you can do something about it?
Hi, I'm Mary Ann DePaul of Mary Ann DePaul & Associates, and I'm one of the state's original laser professionals with more than 25 years experience, and I'm here to help you. Let's get you cleaned up. Think of how great you feel after a good haircut. I can help you take it a step further with a signature treatment. You're going to feel great and not have to worry about those bothersome unwanted hairs ever again. I can also help rejuvenate your skin with special treatments like microdermabrasion and MediLifts. These can help your appearance. There are no packages to buy, and I'm centrally located in downtown Mount Prospect. Get more information at maryanndepal.com and make an appointment today. Call 708-848-0024.
AM 560, The Answer.
All right, so another big name, billionaire entrepreneur Sir Richard Branson.
Yes.
Has been accused of motorboating a woman, Amy.
Did you say motorboating, like similar to what happened in the Wedding Crashers?
Jackass. What were they like anyway? They look pretty good. Are they real? Are they built for speed or for comfort? What'd you do with them? Motorboat? You play the motorboat? You motorboating son of a bitch. You old sailor, you. Where is she? She's still in the house? What is wrong with you? What do you mean what's wrong with? What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with us for doing this story? But, you know, with all the sexual harassment coming out, he's the latest one to be accused.
What Sir Branson did, Antonio Janae, who's, she's a singer of some sort, apparently among a... Is
that how you do it?
Like
or do I sound like Wilbur or the horse?
Like you don't know. With stunned onlookers, Sir Branson stuck his face in her boobs and shook it vigorously. What is he doing? So Branson is, noted like party guy. He's
he owns his
out
own
there.
island.
Yeah, and he's also like at his hotels. He like encourages employees to consort with the customers, the clients. Yeah. Whereas most hotels have hard and fast lines there of professionalism. Not so with Branson. We were at a bar and he was saying bye to everyone. He came up to me and put his face in my breasts. He went burr and just walked away. Said Miss Janae, and recording artist Joss Stone was apparently on site to see that as well. Now,
and apparently he asked this Janae and her husband to stay at their island, at his island resort, or to walk around topless because he was so in awe of her
assets.
chest.
But he did also ultimately invite her to use his private jet to fly home, which she did with Branson and his wife. So now she is claiming she felt sexually assaulted.
Oh, that's what she's calling it.
How does that go again? He could use the celebrity perv apology generator.
Oh, right.
I've got one for this.
Okay.
Ready for it?
Yes, we're ready.
As the father of daughters, the allegations against me are troubling. I comforted myself by saying that at least I asked before I honked her boobs and demanded she watch me in the shower. And of course, now I realize my behavior was wrong. In conclusion, I will get the help I so desperately need because this isn't actually my fault. I have a problem, so I'm not responsible for my actions. So you just put motorboating where there's honked, and then Branson could issue that apology.
Can you do that? Come on.
No.
Do you want it?
I'm not going to defile myself any further than I already have.
Before we go, we want to remind you that we've kicked off our annual campaign trying to raise money for Food for the Poor to provide this year 3,000 children in Haiti, Guatemala, and the Caribbean with food for a year and water for life. We're asking for a one-time donation of $50. That's all it will take to provide so much to so many. And really the need is just undescribable. And we will be sticking with this and telling you about it throughout this week. But again, call this number real quick, 844-862-4673. And since it's Cyber Monday, instead of buying a gift that no one's going to use, make a donation in someone's name. Go to 560theanswer.com and search for the keyword food. Thank you so much for making us part of your morning. Thanks to our crew, Justin Kosick, Quinn McCarthy, and executive producer Keith Conrad. We are back here tomorrow morning, bright and early at 5 a.m. But now let's go into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Threats made against Hillcrest High School. A suburban woman who killed a disabled daughter found dead. A woman killed in an Antioch hit and run, and that investigation continues. Eagles pound the Bears, an ugly loss that may result in a firing today. Heat put down the Bulls, and the Blackhawks hosting the Ducks on a partly sunny and beautiful day. WIND Chicago News Time, 9 o'clock.